The opinions expressed of this show are for entertainment purposes and should not be misconstrued or interpreted as fact. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Introducing Pubcoin. Pubcoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into Pubcoins. Pubcoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. Pubsportsradio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Matt Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nussflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Kengan. Kenny Kengan wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Kengan, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97 home. That is the way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the Eldorado Custodian, Billy Friedrich, Joe's one, all coming down to the finish.
Coin! Nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
From the corporate Peter Loshak, legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a Dom. Father young phenom, known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA, when we all PSR, Pub Sports Radio, bizarre. Is a man named Slaughter, and he flipped the script. So competition in this they quit the trip. But we say we be pubbing. Betting with the bag and you love it. We want a top 10, we above it. Let's check.
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Loshak in the bag to all of you. Tuesday, June 3rd, 12:03 p.m. Eastern. Peter Loshak, my friend, how are you?
I'm all right. Jimmy the bag. Last Tuesday, one of my females was hanging out with one of these Wall Street guys, right? Sure. She's like, I hate him. He's racist. Blah blah blah. She like hates him. So I was like, all right. This is last Tuesday, right? So I was like, tell him this, and I was like, I sent her a text. I was like, tell him, hey, asshole. In 2025, it's not okay to be racist. Take Edmonton -1 for whatever you can get for the max. And she didn't fucking tell him. And I was like, why didn't you say that to him? She was like, but I don't know what that is. I was like, it's not the point. Of course, you just tell him.
You're trying to do the Lord's work.
I mean,
it's not easy.
I can't blame her. I guess I should have also texted her, like, I know you don't know what that is. Just tell him that anyway.
Yeah. No, I it's a battle every day, Peter. Every day it's a battle. The Wall Street guys, man. They're for me, growing up, it was the Australians, right? We had Australians come to Whistler, come to West Van, come to Grouse Mountain, and bang all of our brightest and most beautiful women. And I developed a prejudice.
I can't say I'm interested in banging the chicks this guy bangs, though. I'll be honest with you. Like, they're super skinny. A lot of them have like plastic surgery and fake boobs and shit. I'm not even bringing their personalities into the equation.
I do. Sadly, I do. Although
like
I am
John Lennon. If Yoko Ono would ask me out, would I have said yes? Probably not.
You would have said no.
I would have said no. Yeah.
Okay. Important stuff. Keep rolling here on a Tuesday, 12:06 p.m. Eastern, 9:06 a.m. Pacific time. Stacks play today, and AM's over of the day. So we got the over of the day from AM. It is Cubs Nationals over 9. We got Stacks plays of the day. Number 1, Braves team total over 4.5. Number 2, Orioles team total over 3.5. Kripke in the house with the Rays money line. We got Billy Friedrich Pig Milk play of the day plus 130. The UFC parlay that Billy Friedrich gave out cashed as well. Pig Milk rolling. A Gorky in the house says Panthers money line game 1. If I lose, I will go back for game 2. If I don't think the Panthers win till game 3 in Florida, but if I was, gambling the way you are, Gorky, I would take Panthers to win game 1 in the series at plus 210 at least. And if you lose that, then take Panthers to win game 2 in the series, which will be if you lose that, which will be about plus 400. Or 440, 430. But that, of course, up to how you want to handle it. Gorky fading the Oilers. Going to be a very, very fun Stanley Cup final. Gerald Jones, best bet, Baltimore, Seattle over 7.5. Let's get all of this copied and pasted, Mr. Loshak. We got Truth Teller in the house. Spooner, Phillies -1, Reds money line, Tigers -1, Rays -1 for Mr. Morgan Spooner, star of Walk-Off Wagers here every Sunday. We have the free bands play of the day from Dougie Wise, the very wise Dougie. And it is the Philadelphia Phillies. Let me get this all here, copied and pasted. Thank you for sharing your action. Irish King says Phillies easy, Peter. Easy. Wow. Nice to have something easy in this business. Let's get that copied and pasted.
Well, they're getting Harper back, right?
They do, yeah.
Oh. Let me ask just one quick question about the Edmonton series, Jim. I'm thinking that has 7 games written all over it, right? No? Really?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Will not go 7. Might go only 5.
Okay, I didn't bet that, but I wanted to hear what you had to say about it, but I was going to bet the, series goes 7, and then when it's 3-2, decide then if I want to hedge out. But really,
the Panthers are in deep trouble.
Really?
Yeah.
Deep trouble.
They're deep
They'll be down 2-0 going back to Florida, and then the question is, will they step up then? And they likely will show something. Shows, they have championship pedigree. The perfect storm. This is the perfect storm for gambling. We're so lucky that the Oilers are going up against Florida. Any other team would be minus 200, or higher. So we're very fortunate that it's the defending Stanley Cup champions to make money, for us to make money.
Really? Okay.
In all these situations, I've always hedged. It's not a huge amount of money to receive $4,000 if the Oilers win, but I would have hedged all of it. Now I'm doubling down, Pete. I'm full steam ahead.
I mean, they went the Vegas, the LA series went to 6. Florida's way better than LA, right?
Edmonton was an absolute train wreck. Okay. Their defense was an absolute mess. The difference of their defense now than in game 1. I mean, they were an absolute mess. I mean, that was in their most vulnerable spot. But the Kings would give the Panthers, a tough series. The Kings would give the Panthers a tougher series than the Hurricanes gave them.
And then Vegas, you yourself said Vegas will be overvalued, in the playoffs, and they were. And then they rolled Dallas, who was suddenly having injury and personnel issues and everything. I mean, Florida's an elite team.
Florida is an elite, but it's 1991. It's Bulls. It's Jordan about to win his first championship. Right. Nothing is getting in the way. Right. Nothing is getting in the way of McDavid and Draisaitl. I mean, they would have to get hurt, and there will be evil on the ice. There will be 5-minute majors. There will be players knocked out. The Panthers will go after McDavid and Draisaitl, Kane and Ekholm and Perry. I mean, one of those three will be on the ice every time. It's not like the Semenko-Gretzky situation here, but I wouldn't take it to go 7.
Okay.
Now, if the Panthers win game 1,
right,
then you could, maybe take it to go 7. I'm not. I think that the Panthers run is over, and it's over for good. They're not going to win another Stanley Cup for a while. It's over. It's over. Okay. This is as confident as I've been, and I can't wait for the series. I can't wait. And if the Panthers, force the Oilers to handle adversity, that will just make it more fun. So, Bo Jackson says, I got some dope news regarding the Blue Jays versus Phillies game on Thursday. We'll drop it when we cover Jays Phillies. Okay, I like that. But yeah, Pete, this is just the perfect storm. Well, I don't know if we'll ever have a Stanley Cup like this again, Peter, in my entire life.
I mean,
I will never be. I don't know if I'll ever be sitting here with you going, well, this is just a gift for us gamblers.
Usually in the finals of the, March Madness and everything, when you get to the absolute finals, you're talking about 2 friggin', elite teams, healthy, maximum motivate, all that stuff. You're looking for like micro edges.
Yeah, not not anymore. I just look. This is
although not this past Super Bowl, so I take it back.
This is just a wonderful opportunity. I think I'm not taking the series. I'm taking Oilers to win game 1 in the series, and if I lose that, I'll take Oilers to win game 2 in the series. I'm on the Oilers -1, and I'm on the Oilers team total over 3. And if you can get the Oilers team total over 3 under -145, bet at every opportunity that you can. I think after tonight we won't get the opportunity to bet it in game 2. After Wednesday night we won't get the opportunity to bet it in game 2. We got the El Dorado custodian in the house, Ronnie Lofton, Jay Kopp, great group, T-Moss ready to get to work. I've copied and pasted the action here, and I'll continue to do that, but I am a little far behind here. I just got Spenny Pennybombs' action here. We have Troy Torrance in the house. Irish King, 9 Legacy. Great to see you. Just my 2 cents. Justin McKelvey says, I'm addicted to betting Edmonton. We're lucky. This has just been very, very helpful to our bankrolls here. So we have Nut Flush Allen in the house. Mm-hmm. Look at that.
Shout out Nut Flush, man. Shout out, not flush. I'm going to text you this week. Today, I'm going to text you, not flush.
I like it. I like it. Irish King says OKC will win the chip here. We
Happy
have
Pride Month, not flush, Alan.
Saturated says champing to take a shot on CFL. How do they only have 9 teams and 21 weeks? Kind of nucky. I'm so excited, Saturated. You'll be rolling with us. P, I'm coming off my best season ever in CFL. I cannot wait to attack it again this year. Steve Stanslow says Oilers free money. I feel that way as well. Perky coming in here with Phillies first 5, Phillies money line, Phillies run line. Turnsy says, what up, fellas? Oilers series biggest bet of my life. Oh yeah, man. We're in absolute business. Spenny got 9-1 on the future on the Oilers, better than I did. I got 8-1. You could have got some similar to what Spenny's numbers were at different times this year. I think it even got up to 9.5 or even 10-1 at times. A Voodoo Ranger in the house. Big Daddy Boom ready to get to work. DC Capper coming off a nice day, a nice Friday in WNBA. Let's go. Troy Torrance says, anytime I hear easy, I think fade. But Troy, I've been saying this all playoffs long. When the Oilers were down 2-0, I said the Oilers would win 4 straight against the Kings, and they did at 9-1. When the Oilers played the Knights, I said this was going to be easy, very, very easy, and they won in 5 games against a Knight team that I said was weak. I thought Dallas would give them a series. They did not. So, yeah, handle it. You guys, look, handle it however you want. Troy Torrance says, easy does not exist. Let me say this again. This playoff run has been so easy. So fucking easy. The easiest playoffs I've ever had in my life. And this Stanley Cup will again be easy. Shout out to everybody joining us here. We have the wager detective in the house. And so fade it, Troy. Fade it, buddy. My friend. My close personal friend. Fade it. Fade it. Great to see all of you guys. Let's get to work. Daniel Hernandez says Panthers in 6. Oh, okay, Troy. Sorry, I thought you said it. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, that's funny. Sorry. TJ says Oilers in how many games? Just tune in. I don't want to get into that. TJ, I don't need to. I didn't even get into the Conn Smythe winner. I didn't even bet. I don't even really want to get into that. But my prediction. See, another thing about this series is that the Oilers can go into Florida and win. So, but my prediction would be, again, I don't want to give a prediction I'm not going to bet. I mean, I hate when people do that. But let's just see series correct score. Let's see what is it. Yeah, 4-1. They're giving me a bonus, a plus 550. I don't want that. I've got a lot invested. Well, actually, I don't have a lot invested. I have $500. I mean, that's all. That's it. But now I've moved with 3 bets at $300 a pop for game 1.
And of course, you always want to bet size appropriately because injuries could change everything.
Well, that could happen. Absolutely. A McDavid or Draisaitl injury and the Oilers lose.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely right. It's absolutely right. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you, Not Flush. Wager says Reinhart, Barkov, Kachuk, formidable. Yes, defending Stanley Cup champions. And that's the only reason why we have this gambling opportunity. Look, any other team, it would be a tricky... You would have to bet when they're going to win the series. You'd have to make those bets. Again, we are very fortunate. We are very fortunate they're going up against the defending Stanley Cup champions and that people still believe in Florida that they can beat them. It's great. It's absolutely great. And Wage Detective says money pouring in on the Oilers, no Hyman. Yeah, but Connor Brown's going to be back. Look, you're gonna have to deal with injuries in the NHL playoffs to get through it all. It just always happens. And Turney said, with that said, Draisaitl to win the Conn Smythe. We'll see. We'll see here. AM says the real tricky part of the Panthers, that third line that Oilers can't match up against, to be honest. When Connor Brown comes back, I just think that Knobloch can put together, that Chris can put together whatever he needs. There's enough depth with this Oilers team here. So, with all that being said, look, I've never felt like this before. I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to hide it. I think this will be the easiest playoffs in my entire career. I don't think, and I'm only saying that because next year the Oilers are going to be much bigger favorites in everything they do in the playoffs. So that's all I did, and the teams that the Panthers have gone through, the Oilers would wipe the floor with. And I think that the teams that the Oilers went through would give the Panthers a tough time. So, oh yes, Nuke Worker, the Oilers will miss Hyman. I mean, look, I don't think the Panthers get through this series without losing a player to injury. Look, Hyman's a great hockey player. I mean, he's not this, 50 goal scorer from 2 years ago. He only had 27 goals this year, but he was leading the playoffs in hits. He's they call him Shaq Hyman for a reason. He's in the front of the net. He goes to the dirty, parts of the ice. There is a chance he can come back late in the series, by the way. They're trying to keep it very hush-hush. Mr. Eat says, what team has the most goons? AM and I have gone back and forth on that because I think that Edmonton is tougher than Florida, but a lot of people disagree with that take, and that's fine. Billy Friedrich says Bennett and Bouchard are the two X factors in the series. Yeah, Bennett is absolutely incredible, and we have Wager Detective, talking about who did he used Reinhardt, Barkov, Kachuk. Bennett is phenomenal. Bennett is such a tough. Connor McDavid and Bennett played together all growing up. They were line mates. That's who McDavid wanted to play with in the Four Nations. So look, it's going to be really fun. I just can't hide how confident I am. I'm not going to. I'm not going to also downplay it just so I don't look like an idiot. So it's not played back. This is as confident as I've ever been in a run. I believe that, like 1991 with Michael Jordan, that McDavid is destined to win a Stanley Cup. It's the perfect time for him to do it in his 10th season. And he's going to win more than one. So, that's we'll see how it bangs out. And Daniel Hernandez says the goaltending edge goes to Florida. Sure, Daniel. Look, the Florida Panthers are the defending Stanley Cup champions. And, they've rolled through the East 3 straight years with no problems. Oh, Troy Oilers series for sure. And the only way I'm wrong is if McDavid or Draisaitl gets knocked out. It's meant to be. The Canada has not won the Stanley Cup since 1993. And who does it take to break that? It takes the greatest hockey player of our generation. I mean, this is all meant to be. It feels like it's already been written. It feels like I've read the script already. So.
And I would say in general, overs, team total overs, and live bet Edmonton when they're down. Is that accurate, Jim? Would you disagree with any of that?
The Oilers are a must bet every time they're down in this series. But and I implore you to do this. And I know it's only bet it once.
Right.
Only bet it once. And there are going to be times when a team comes back from 2-0, 3-0. But live betting NHL has been the best thing in my entire career. It's been the best thing for my bankroll, and I only bet it once. Now, another thing though is if the Florida Panthers score, let's say in the first 4 minutes of the game, I won't immediately bet the Oilers. I need a plus money spot. I need to wait till at least 10 or 12 minutes have gone. If you do it too early, you'll just get minus 110 or plus 100, something of that ilk. So that's the only thing I might wait 4 or 5 minutes, and that has cost me before. But when it's cost me, they have gone back down 2-1. I've been able to bet it again. But just bet it once.
And what about if Florida is at home and they go down? Live bet Florida?
I am not putting. You guys can do whatever you want with Florida. You guys can do whatever you want. But yes, I would say that teams are capable of coming back in this series, but Florida will not get 1 cent of my money in this series. AM says Corey Perry's been to 5 of the 6 Cup Finals, lost all 5, but this time it's different. Yes, very, very, very different. Yes, very, very different. The opportunity that McDavid and Draisaitl and the Oilers had to watch the Florida Panthers celebrate winning the Stanley Cup. That's the ace in our pocket. So I'm excited. I'm just really excited, and it's going to be fun. And you guys can be on the other side of it here, and there's no hard feelings. But I also am not going to pretend that I don't feel this way, because I do, and I also know that being extremely confident doesn't, necessarily equate, doesn't mean a higher ROI or cash or anything. But we've proved it in this playoff run. Now we've proved it. We've made a ton of money off the Oilers. So much money alive. Remember the 6 straight games they came back from being behind. I mean, it was magic. Coming back, it was, getting the plus 900 on the 4-2 in the King series. Like, it's being proven here, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And for all you guys on Florida, I'm not going to, I get it. Let's have, enjoy the Stanley Cup Finals. I hope you don't get taken to the cleaners, and may the best team win. Simple here. Big Show picks in the house. What up, Big Show? Got Chang Kim in the house as well. Let's copy and paste Chang Kim wanting to put a bet 2-team spot here. I know what I would give already, but I'll wait a second here. Okay. Nuclear says only way Oilers loses if Bob stands on his head, and even then it will be hard. Look, Bob stood on his head. He was phenomenal, and the Oilers still won 3 straight here. So, it's going to be fun, and we don't need to hit it anymore. We'll hit it again tomorrow. Mr. Gokster will be joining us here. You guys know my 3 bets. I made them a long time ago. I got the Oilers -1. I got the Oilers team total over 3, and I got the Oilers to win game 1 in the series. And I'm prepared to attack it if they lose game 1. With no concern, unless, of course, McDavid or Draisaitl gets hurt. And there's Richie Rich in the house. Richie Rich, great NHL capper. I'm not on Florida. Give me the best hockey player on earth, Edmonton all the way. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you, guys. I just copied and pasted Kong's smash play of the week as well. Let's get to work in MLB. Peter, my friend, a lot of work to do. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Look, this is going to be an incredible week. We got the NBA Finals, the NHL Finals. Now, a question here. So let's just close up NHL with a question from my man Saturated. Saturated, we haven't won the Stanley Cup in Canada since 1993. It's been a long time. The question was asking us if we could compare. I can't find it now, but to compare the Thunder to the Oilers, and the difference is that Shea has won MVP, but do you know anyone who says there's no doubt in my mind Shea is the best player in the NBA? No. That's the difference. The Connor McDavid is the greatest hockey player, since I mean, look, I watch Gretzky, and I'm not going to compare that right now, but since I've been 10 years old, Connor McDavid is the best hockey player I've seen since Gretzky and Lemieux. And I don't want to compare is he better? He's not proven to be. He's got to win cups and stuff like that. But he's the best hockey player I've seen since Gretzky and Lemieux. And I don't know who's second. I guess Cale Makar. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know who's second. But I do know that Connor McDavid is the best hockey player I've seen since I was 10. So that's the difference. It's just and now he's going to win his first Stanley Cup, and he'll win it again next year. So, but again, injuries can change a lot of that. So you got to bet size appropriately. All right, let's get to work. Mr. Loshak, we started 6:40 p.m. Eastern. The Colorado Rockies 10-50, just picked up their 10th win of the year. Only took them 60 games, 4-28 on the road. The Miami Marlins 23-35, 14-18 at home. We're at loanDepot Park in Miami, Florida. Let's get into the situation here, line history, and the cash flow. We don't use action anymore, so we'll be going to the board here for this. We have the Marlins at -170. They opened up at -169, so we've had no movement at all. From a total side of things here, we have an 8. It's -112 to the over. This has been bouncing back and forth. It did open at 8.5, but it's been bouncing back and forth from 8 to 8.5. Troy and I took it in the drink hole on the first 3 under. in this game yesterday. And there's a lot of reasons why I would like to go back and bet it again. My only concern is Chase Dollander, who I've been a big proponent of. We got BJ on Pirates money line. I got it locked in. BJ, thank you for sharing with us, my man. It's just that, he was on the IL for 2 weeks, and right forearm tightness. All he's done is a live batting practice session, no rehab assignment, and that has made me a little bit hesitant to move on this. But I still may. I just wanted to talk it out. Troy is 100% going back to the well here. And I'd like to join him. I just wanted to talk it all out because of the Dollander situation, because I've been very high on him when others are not. And he was coming around, and he was having a great start in that 1-0 loss at Arizona before he dealt with the forearm tightness. On the road, he's been quite a bit better than he's been at home. He's only allowed 14 hits in 21 innings. The problem is that 4 of those hits have gone yard. But opponents are hitting 187 against him. I believe in him. Lefties hit him really hard, but I believe those stats are going to continue to change. Wager Detective says Rockies again. Sandy Alcantara on. Oh, shoot. And here we go. Oh, we don't have Chase Dollander pitching. Jesus, thank you, Jose. But that's okay. Wow.
What, pitching change?
Let's move over here and see. Okay, the books have Chase Dollander pitching. Huh. Let's see here. Okay, all the books have Chase Dollander pitching, so I'm going to stick with Dollander here. Sandy, and actually, I know. I read a couple places he's been confirmed to pitch today. Can we get that double checked here from the Cappers in the chat? Sandy Alcantara, 4 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 4 walks in a 10-8 win at the Padres. He looks terrible. He's looked bad at home. It's hard to put a finger on why he's looked so bad, but we know that lefties have been hammering him. And is this the team, where the lefties are a huge concern? And the answer is no. Ryan McMahon, Sam Hilliard. I mean, at this point, those are the only ones that we expect to see. So this should be a good spot here. I don't know if it's a good spot. I'll hear you, Peter. So lefties 281, 905 against them. Righties 276, 749. All of the stats versus righties and bullpen are the last 30 days. Rockies versus righties 232, 672 OPS. They're not hitting it all. Marlins versus righties 260, but 739 OPS. Rockies bullpen 4.86 ERA, 1.49 WHIP. So they're actually pitching okay. The Marlins bullpen has improved a little bit as well. 4.01 ERA, 1.27 WHIP. Troy saying the Dollander undefeated in the first 3 unders on the road. Alcantara 4-1 to the first 3 unders in May. Database says under, and we know the public wants over. One last look here at what the public is on here. 60% of the tickets on the Marlins, but 86% of the cash on the Rockies. So we know that this total bounce back and forth from the 8 and the 8.5. We know this money line's being stuck on minus 170, despite 86% of the cash on the Rockies, 53% of the tickets on the under, but 80% of cash on the over. So I guess when it's all said and done, I'm going to join. Well, I'd like to hear you, Peter, but I wanted to talk this out. Nothing here is going to take me off the first 3 under at this point. So take it away here, my man, Peter. I'd love to hear.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been a mistake, but I did take a no-brainer Colorado, first 3 and first 5. Alcantara, I think, is obviously terrible, but way less terrible at home. And, he has some nice innings here. I mean, he's obviously a shadow of his former self. He'll give up some runs, I think, but not quite an auto, or maybe, not quite an auto, definitely not an auto fade with Colorado. Dollander, very up and down, very hard to get a read on what to expect from him here. But at the big dog line, I did take shots with Colorado early. Might have been a mistake.
I just wanted to talk out Chase Dollander because, I've been a big supporter of him. Very, very highly thought of prospect, enormously high draft pick. Philly Eagle Flyer on the over. Justin McKelvey rolled with Troy and I yesterday, and we cost him. So I guess maybe I didn't need to talk it out here. Let's just see what they'd be offering me. Again, these first 3 unders on 365 are pretty bad. But it's minus 130 to the over, minus 110 to the under. I can work with that. I'm in Troy. I don't feel like I need to bet this during the show. I mean, the worst case scenario is it goes up to minus 120. So let's roll on. Pete, nothing official for you.
No, but I'll probably have a few batter props. But I gotta my record overall, except for that one day where I gave a whole bunch of batter props prematurely and got burned by it. But yeah, I'll probably have some hits or hits, runs, RBI props for one of these guys. Yeah, I'll hold off for now, I guess.
And that is very true about what Pete is saying. It's just one day.
And I was just like, I was doing well with them overall, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just throw them all out. But you got to be really careful. Of course. We all know that.
You got lots of time to get into the black.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's roll on. Spreadsheet play of the day is in from Ronnie Crawford. It is the Philadelphia Phillies here. Let's roll. And I agree, Troy. Peter, I don't know if you got a chance to work with Justin McKelvey, but one thing that I was bad at in my career in film and television, acting and stand-up and shit, was that I was always at you. I was always just firing. I never created a situation where the audience would want to come to me. I was always just 0 to 100 in your face, and that's probably annoying. And one thing I've learned from Justin is that he holds the moment in ways I learned and tried to change in my own shit. It's easier said than done. And the audience comes to him instead of, my problem of
like Norm Macdonald, your countryman.
Yes. Norm is one of the greatest comics of all time. I absolutely love him.
You'd be like, okay, what do you think of that? And everyone would be like, wow, this guy's amazing. I can't take my eyes off. He's just sitting there going in there.
But he was a genius. He graduated university at 17.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, he was just an absolute genius. All right, let's roll on. Next up for us, Astros Pirates. We just heard from BJ here. BJ is best betting these Pittsburgh Pirates. And Lance McCullers has been good to me. He's been good to me. Cashed on the Astros -1 in his last start, 5-3 win at home versus the Athletics. I believe in him. I believe in him, and he showed it in that last start. Now the Athletics swing at everything, but 12 strikeouts in 6 innings. It was impressive. On the road this year, he's not allowed a run, an earned run. Well, he's allowed 2 runs, but none earned. I think that he is better than the numbers indicate. Going up against Paul Skeens, who has not been good at home, I wonder here if we can just say it's a sample size issue, Pete. I wonder, 5 starts, 30 innings. He's allowed 12 earned runs. He's walked 8 batters. He's allowed 4 home runs. It's just not like him. Opponents hitting .214 against him. His splits are fine. The Astros right now are raking righties. 270, 745 OPS. Pirates versus righties, 237, 658, not hitting them at all. And both bullpens have been poor. Astros bullpen that looked so good for a while over the last 30 days, 4.37 ERA, 1.34 whip. While the Pirates bullpen's been bad all year, 4.71 ERA, 1.37 whip. LJ from H-Town's on the full game under 7.5. He knows these Astros inside and out. Troy Torrance says line movement is undefeated in Lance McCullers start. So we'll take a look at that right now. Jay Kopp on Astros Pirates first 3 under 1.5, something that I'm interested in. And I'd like that you're taking the 1.5. I still build the 2 if I get -135 or less, just because I want that push to be in play. So let's go. Line history wise here, we have a total of 7 -114 to the over. This opened up at 7.5. It's dropped to 7. We have a move towards the under. On the money line, we have the Pirates at -151. They opened up at -138, so that 13 cents of movement towards the Pittsburgh Pirates. When we get to the cash flow for this one, we have 91% of the tickets in cash on the under. Well, we've seen it go from 7.5 to 7. We have 67% of tickets and 80% of the cash on Paul Skeens, and we've seen the line move 13 cents towards him. So here we go. Peter Loshak. Last thing I didn't give you guys was the weather here in Pittsburgh. 82 Fahrenheit. Feels like 80. 5.4 miles per hour right to left and slightly in, and then it becomes in, but it dies down to 3.6 miles per hour. Peter Loshak, take it away.
Yeah, I'm still looking at this fucking Colorado-Miami game because it's a pretty enticing game as far as props are concerned. Right? Yeah, this one, I mean, Skeens obviously dealing McCullers. is who he is. Very good. Not completely consistent, but a lot of upside. And I was thinking at least first 3 under again. Is there any reason to think Skeens won't be excellent here?
Well, what do we do with his home stats and being so much worse at home than on the road this year? I mean, I think it's a sample size issue.
Then again, when you have a legit marquee player who has particular splits, if he was just like middle of the road or even like maybe above average or something like that, but a marquee guy, there might be something fundamental there.
Yeah, I'm with Jay Cobb. I like that first 3 under again. I'm going to see. I've got the under 1.5 minus or plus 135, under 2.5 minus 165. Let me just see how much that would cost on the -1 calculator that we have, courtesy of our friend Ron Crawford. It is a must-use situation here. I'm going to pop it in the chat for anyone looking for it. If your book doesn't offer a -1 or it doesn't, or you can, it's so helpful. You can build the 2 if you want. So here, let's just take a look at what this would cost. I switch it to American. I switch it to risk amount because that's what I do. I don't to win. I bet to risk. And let's just see. We have the -165, and then plus 135, -113. That's beautiful. I'm on it. I want it. I'm on it. Perky says Nerfy alert. Peter, take it away. Anything you want to add?
No, but I will add in the other game, Kyle Stowers hit -210. I'll take it. Caesar's line. Take it.
Okay, so Pete is moving on Stowers.
Yeah, and in this one, what
was the juice, Pete?
-210. I don't want to say it, but I'll take it. This one, it does seem like, no run in the first and first 3 under are kind of no-brainer-ish. Props that I looked at didn't have anything that was interesting when I first looked at them. But obviously leaning under, obviously.
Yeah, I still not going to take the full game under. I'm still too concerned with the bullpen issues from both sides and the way the Astros are hitting. So I'm just going to keep it simple. It'll just be the first 3 under 2 for me. Justin, our friend Jose is producing another show right now, but I can come in and help out. I can jump in when it's needed. And here you go.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Huh?
It's a flimsy glove that fucking Kool-Aid is using, man. No one taught him how to buy a glove?
I'd love to have Jose be required to then have a separate video for closing line value on all these things. And if it's a negative CLV, I'll eat it. Positive CLV, even on a big favorite line, he's got to eat it. That asshole.
I like it, man. I'm interested.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I do.
He's right.
Let's talk about Saturated and Troy Torrance's and Deacon Mike's Morgan Spooner's Chicago Cubs, 37-22, 17-11 on the road. Let's get this over here. Oh shit! Sorry. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Jose. I know you are on double duty right now, and it's not easy. So thank you. Let's go. We have Cade Horton, the young phenom, 2-0, 3.98 ERA, 1.23 WHIP. He's only walked 4 batters over 20 and a third, but he has allowed 4 home runs. Coming off a 4-3 extra inning win at home versus the Colorado Rockies. He had a quality start, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks, 1 walk. On the road this year, it's only 9 and a third. I don't think we should put too much into it. We have Wood over 1.5 bases at plus 123 for Justin McKelvey, and we have AM's over of the day. Thank you, AM. The over of the day, the over 9 here at minus 120. Saturate says you can just say the most prolific offense in baseball. I'm pumped up. Saturate's ready to cap CFL with us this year. I'm excited to hear that. We have, on the other side, Trevor Williams coming off a 9-0 win at the Mariners. We were on the first 3 under in that start. The market has been excellent for predicting when Trevor Williams is going to deliver. DC Capper also on the Phillies here. Copy and paste this here. Justin McKelvey's moved on the over. Morgan Spooner also on the over in this one. Trevor Williams, of course, that victory, 6 innings, no runs allowed, came at the Seattle Mariners in a pitcher's ballpark against a team that's not hitting in the Seattle Mariners. Lefties destroy Trevor Williams. 354, 942 OPS. And look at this lineup, Pete. You know how many lefties you're going to see? 9. 9 lefties. All left-handed bats here. Oh, shit. No, I'm tripping. Sorry, I was thinking of the Nats are throwing 9 lefties up.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they do that against Cade Horton? I guess we shouldn't put too much in his major league splits. I guess they are they're going back to his minor league splits because lefties do it 282 so far against them, but just 685 OPS. It's the righties who've hit them harder. But the lefties going up, against Williams, everybody but Suzuki, Kelly. Oh no, there's not many lefties, man. Happ's gonna switch. Tucker's gonna be a lefty. PCA a lefty, and Bush a lefty. That's not too many. That is a surprisingly few amount of lefties. We got our guy Gorky. Thank you, Gorky, for all that you do for us. Asvel plus 1/2. Unicaja money line. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And no Mike James for Monaco, says our friend Gorky. Gorky, thank you for the support, my friend. We have Jay Kopp on Williams over 2.5 earned runs. Yeah, Mr. Heat, I caught that. That was my mistake. Thank you. Yes, 9 lefties versus Horton. Ron Crawford is on the Cubbies run line. Troy Torrance says, I really wanted to bet the over in this game, but I'm not stepping in front of the database, and I don't trust the Nats bats going back home. Truth Teller says Cubs 17-9-2 to the over on the road, and Justin McKelvey might add the Cubs team total over in. We don't have a confirmed lineup, Robert Franklin, so we don't know that for sure at this point. So the Cubbies versus righties last 30 days, 266, 779 OPS. They're smashing them. Nats versus righties, 255, 745. The Chicago Cubs continue to have the best bullpen in the Major League Baseball over the last 30 days, and we could go back 45 days if we wanted to. Last 30 days, 2.55 ERA, 1.09 whip, and the Nats bullpen has struggled all season long. 4.78 ERA, 1.42 whip. Let's take a look at the weather. Let's set up the market and hand it over to Peter Loshak. 82 Fahrenheit in Washington. Feels like 80. 5.4 miles per hour out to left field. Dies down to 4.5 miles per hour. Odds-wise for this one, we have the Washington Nationals at plus 139. They opened up at plus 132. Cubbies have gone from minus 146 to minus 151. 5 cents of movement towards the Chicago Cubs. And when we get to the total, we have a 9 or 9.5. Now, this opened up at 9, minus 114 to the over. 12 hours later, it moved 4 cents. And then once it got up to over minus 120, they shifted it to the 9.5. But the 9, so you can it's up to you. You can bet the under 9.5 juiced or bet the over 9 juiced. And when we take a look at the board here for this one, we have 75% of the tickets on the Cubs, but just 54% of the cash. We have 66% of the tickets on the over, but just we have 66% of the tickets on the over, but just 47% of cash on the over. Peter Loshak, nothing really correlating for me at this point. Shout out to our guy Dutch Boy Fresh in the house. Take it away, my man.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely take some props here. I'll take Hap hits, runs, and RBIs. That combo prop, definitely leaning Williams over 5.5 hits at plus money, or 4.5 hits if it drops down. Troy doesn't trust the Washington bats. I have them to get to Horton a little bit. I actually have like both teams to score 2 and 3 at various odds as having a little bit of value, and definitely Williams to have a not good start here.
Interesting. Troy Torrance says, my problem with the Cubs team total over is the database plus Trevor Williams xERA suggesting massive favorable regression. We have also Spooner saying, I don't believe in Horton. The Nationals team is 7th in baseball versus 4 seamers. Horton gives up multiple runs to the team who's last. Horton gave up multiple runs to the team who is last versus 4 seamers. He throws it 50% of the time, only pitch he can locate. Wager Detective looking at the Nats plus 1.5. Wager Detective on the under 9.5. So very, 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 very interesting.
You know what I'll do, Jim?
What will you do?
Both teams to score 3 or more, minus 133. I'll shop around and see if I can get better, but yeah, numbers like it a little bit. I'll take it.
I think something is starting to be. Your numbers say that was a mirage that we saw in Seattle, and these bats are going to get to Trevor Williams.
No, it's not a good spot or matchup for him for what I'm seeing. He's all right. He gives up, he gets touched,
Jesus, it's a 30-cent difference first five compared to full game. The Nationals at 365 are plus 130 full game. First five, they're plus 105, Peter. The Cubs just at 365.
Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay.
The Cubs are minus 155 full game. First five, they're minus 125.
Really? Okay. Okay. I'm surprised.
Well, that doesn't mean that, the game, there's still a lot of things to, the game still needs to be played, basically. Sure. Cadabra in the house. So are you moving on Hap and both teams to score 3?
Yeah.
Can you give me those numbers?
All right, I'll take minus 133. Might be able to shop around for the both teams to score 3, and then for Hap, I'm shopping around. I'm looking to see.
Keep shopping.
Yeah, I'll let you
know. Robert Cherry, I don't believe nobody's said that I have no sound yet. So mess with it. Mess with the refresh. And I should write that if you can't hear me. Sorry. I'll just say refresh, Robert. Our guy Robert Cherry in the house. So then here, I think that the Nats are live first five. I don't know if I get there. But I think they're very live first five. Shout out to our guy TJ. He's going to be live at this baseball game, Nationals Park, Washington D.C. That is so dope. TJ says Nats are live, and I need something to root for. I'll take a stab on Nats full game here. Okay, well I'm interested in the Nats first five. I wonder if I turn that into a first 3, but then I'll probably have to pay. Or would that? Let's just see how much that would cost quickly, very, very quickly, and then we'll move on here. The first 3 for the Nats is minus 110. Yeah, I don't want to have any VIG involved. True Tell says nothing for me, but he leans Nats. Okay, I think the Nats early is going to be on my card, Peter. Now I know I'm going to bet the first 3 under 2.5 in both Colorado, Miami, and Houston, Pittsburgh. So we'll see the rest of it. Wine Time says, enjoy, TJ. Yeah, TJ, that sounds dope, man. I wish we were all sitting out there in the left field bleachers with you, man. Okay, Peter, anything you want to add before we roll on?
No.
Next up for us.
Anyway, yeah, it's just like the lefty-righty expected lineups might be what's causing that discrepancy, which is not invalid. But, yeah. We'll see where this line closes. We'll see where everything closes. Yeah.
All right, let's roll. 7:05 p.m. Eastern. Our next spot on the board, the Cleveland Guardians, 32-26, 15-15 on the road. The New York Yankees, 36-22, 18-9 at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, baby. God, I miss New York. 75 Fahrenheit feels like 77.2 miles per hour right to left across the diamond. Ties down at 6.3 miles per hour. Man, God, Pete, I got to play a bunch of comedy clubs in New York, of course, and I got to play Caroline's a couple times.
No shit.
The first time I played Caroline's, it was a big showcase night.
In fucking Times Square or wherever?
Times Square, baby. I don't think it's there anymore. It's not there.
I don't even know.
The Jason Rouse, a great comedian. There's Higgsy in the house. Says Yanks Indians under if you have a brain, Peter. Do we have one?
Do I have a brain?
Do I?
Wait, what? Do one of us does? Who's he asking about?
Higgsy wants the under in this one. Higgsy wants the under.
And I'll tell you what. Yesterday, I did see you guys tailed, that under in the Miami Colorado game. Then I go and I see Higgsy on the over, and I was like, great.
Higgsy was very right. Higgsy was extremely right, and I was very, very wrong. Very, very wrong. Shout out to Higgsy. But I don't know why I'm telling the story, but. Certain images. I have an image of being on stage, a slight one, but what I remember the most was the great Jason Rouse in the green room with me. And he used to do this thing. It was horrible. What he would do was he would sit on the toilet.
Yeah.
He'd leave the bathroom door open and he would go, "Help me! Help me!"
That is somewhat funny, I'll say.
But so I would do nothing, right? I'm just sitting there working away, right? And he's just sitting there going, "Help me! Help me!" And of course, somebody comes in, a person of staff, and it's like, "Are you okay? What's going on? Are you okay?" And then I just left. I just walked out. That's my memory of the first time at Caroline's Comedy. Help me! Okay, we have Tanner Bybee going up against Carlos Rodon, the lefty, who's been absolutely spectacular. Carlos Rodon has been unbelievable. Coming off another wonderful performance. Bo Jackson, you've probably seen Jason Rouse. Man, he's in LA now, and but actually I think he's in Austin, living in Austin now, but not to be confused with Sean Rouse, one of the best American comedians. They're very different, but they're both hilarious. Sean Rouse, Jason Rouse. Carlos Rodon's last start, 10 strikeouts, no walks, 3-2 win at the Angels. At home, 6 starts, 34 2/3, 17 hits, 10 earned runs, 38 Ks, 16 walks, 4 home runs. Opponents hitting 144 against him, Pete. 17 hits he's allowed in 34 2/3. I don't know if, because I like kind of using the raw numbers. I don't know of anybody who's allowed less than a hit, less than a half a hit an inning, whether it be home or on the road. See, I miss Higgs, man. I just miss him. He's just, God, I miss him. So we have against lefties, 204, 642 righties, 153, 499. And the Guardians aren't hitting any lefties, 224, 611. And Peter, I am a Tanner Bybee fan, 4-5, 3.86 ERA, 1.27 whip. That last start wasn't very good. 9-5 loss at home versus the Dodgers. They got after him. 4 earned runs in 5 innings. On the road this year, he's been okay. Not great. 34 hits and 33 1/3, 19 earned runs. But he has allowed, Peter, 9 home runs on the road. 9 of them. Lefties, righties, both hitting them similar numbers. Let's go over the weather line history and hear what you have to say about this one. Oh, we did the weather. 75 feels like 77.2 miles per hour across the diamond. Line history-wise, from a total... I got it. It's so easy to imagine Higgs doing just about anything. He's a very...
I'm fucking missing all the good shit because I'm looking at these fucking Cubs Washington props.
The total's 8. And it's dropped down to 7.5 a couple different times. Dropped down to 7.5, got back up to 8, dropped down to 7.5. It's at 7.5 right now, so we have a move towards the under. And Higgsy wondering if we have enough of a brain to move on this under, Peter. The Yankees have gone from -176 to -199, a 23-cent move to the New York Yankees. And taking a look at the board here, we have 75% of the tickets, 76% of the cash on the Yankees. It's moving heavily in their favor. You have 80% of the tickets on the under, but just 57% of the cash, Peter. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm just, first of all, I'm going to add James Wood props. Can I add a hit and a hit run RBI prop?
Of course. Yeah, you can double up.
All right. Hit -210 and hit run RBI -125. All right. This one, look, Rodon, I took his fucking, tried to shock the world in one of it. I think it was his last start. I don't even remember, on his strikeout under prop. And he got, again, 10 strikeouts. Unbelievable. Just awesome right now. And, Bybee, a bit up and down. Yanks returning from the trip. And I don't know. I didn't bet it, but Rodon under 2.5 earned runs, even at a big -180 line. See, and the hits prop under 4.5 at just -120. Not quite understanding. Seems like maybe no-brainerish again to take some Rodon to continue to be a stud. Why not? Why wouldn't we? He's been phenomenal.
We have to. There's a couple pitchers that we are going to have to decide: do we expect them to shove again? And Rodon is one of them. Drew Rasmussen is the other with 3 straight scoreless starts. We'll get to him in the Rays game. It does feel like this is just trust Rodon. So that would mean if we're going to trust him like that, we take the Yankees -1 and the Guardians team total under.
Yeah, and it does seem one thing that I've been okay with in my sports betting career was taking unders at Yankees Stadium at home. When they have a big lineup and a relatively low total. And this is another one. This is like I would auto bet this privately. Publicly.
One interesting thing, Pete, in seeing Troy on the first 5 team total under instead of the full game, the Yankees bullpen's been terrible. Not
for whom? Oh, for Cleveland.
For the Guardians.
Oh, yeah.
But he's on the first 5. Shout out to our guy Nicholas Handy in the house. We have the Yankees 4.69 ERA, 1.44 WHIP. That bullpen last 30 days. Guardians 4 ERA, 1.30 WHIP here.
How can Rodon have even though I know -180, whatever, how can Rodon have a 2.5 earned runs line?
That doesn't make sense, does it? Weaver is unavailable. So BJ saying Devin Williams going to take over the closing duties. He's not made anything look easy. Well.
I mean, you don't want to get caught. Eventually, Rodon's going to string these starts together, and then he's going to have, a 6-inning 3-run start or a 4-inning 5-run start, and you're like, well, maybe I should have been expecting that. You don't want to get caught with a big favorite line there. But yeah, its prop looks good.
TJ says Bobby's been a true yo-yo. Good start, bad start all season. I mean, I was already interested in the first 3 under here. That is just -125. Why? You're right. There's something fishy about it.
And Bybee, I also statistically have a lean to over 4.5 hits, even at -160 or so.
You would get a first 3 under 2.5 -125 if this total was 8.5 at this book, but they're giving it to you with the total at 8, juice to the under. It's juice to the under. That's right. Yes. Why? And Perky says Rodon gets touched and gives up a couple long balls. Wow. Now Troy says it is -180, and that is true. I've got. Well, Pete, why don't you close up this one because I've got to figure out exactly what I'm going to do.
All right. Okay. I will. This is probably the least good one because he could give up some hits, but I guess I'll take under 4.5 hits. I guess. I don't know. Something's weird here, man. What's going on here?
Listen to this, Pete. This makes no sense. Troy Torrance gave us these stats here. He said that the Guardians' game logs versus left-handed pitching, they've gotten 2 earned runs against the last 7 left-handed starters. 43 innings pitched, 27 hits, and 2 earned runs.
And now they're facing Rodon.
Exactly.
Well, all right. You know what? All right. If Rodon deals again, probably I'm going to be frustrated if he has another 7-inning, shutout, 5-hit start, but I'll take it. Rodon under 4.5 hits. Not a big line. I'd really love to take the 2.5.
Okay, Rodon.
Or wait, let me just look at this first.
Under 4.5 hits allowed.
There's a better line somewhere. Let's see.
Timmy Tushu says Cleveland will take your pants. Peter Dizzy Rothstein says under is the play. Huh. Okay, well, I'm interested in the first 3 under 2.5. Maybe that's all I do, but the Yankees -1 does kind of make sense. I don't know if I get there. Maybe just keep it clean. And Ron Crawford on the Yankees run line. Spooner says there is respect to the Yankees. I looked at Yankees -1 last night, -134, now -151. Yeah, no, the market's fine. It's just what they initially offered that I'm confused with. Again, the offshore I use for the line history is at a 7.5. The 365's at an 8 -120 to the under, and they're giving you the same exact number that they would give you on an 8.5. In fact, I told you guys about it. The Flaherty Cannon under at 8.5 was the same number as this one. Exact. Coin says Yankees first game home off 10-day, 9-game, 3-city trip. Christopher in the house. I am ready for the Belmont. I am ready, Christopher. I think it's a perfect setup for us because of what journalism has done and how Baeza is the wise guy horse. It's just a perfect setup for us to go back to the well with sovereignty. Perfect. So I'm very excited about the race. Okay. Let's roll on, Pete. Is there anything else you're using other than Rodon under 4.5 hits?
Yeah, that's finding minus 114. So I'll take that for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay. Maybe. Okay. I'm fine. Nasty Nate.
What's Nasty Nate saying?
He's just, he's a humorous guy. And it was his birthday. It was his birthday on Saturday. We missed it. We missed it.
Very nice.
I hope you had a great birthday,
yeah.
Nate. He brings so much to our channel. So shout out to our guy, Nasty Nate. Aging gracefully. Let's roll on. We have the Philadelphia Phillies at Toronto Blue Jays next up. And he needs a birthday pick from you, Pete. He needs a birthday pick because we missed his birthday. And he needs a birthday pick from the legend of birthday picks, Mr. Peter Loshak. It's great to see Christopher in the chat as well, man. Isaiah Scurry says you can only look Blue Jays money line. We're going to get Bo Jackson to give us some very interesting. I'm very excited to hear what Bo Jackson has to say about this spot. Season ticket holder here. We have action. Perky on the Phillies first 5 and full game and Phillies run line. We have Irish King saying the Phillies easy. We have free bands play of the day, the Phillies minus 140. We have Spooner on the Phillies minus 1. A lot of love for the Philadelphia Phillies. And then we had Ron Crawford with the spreadsheet play of the day, Peter. And it is also on the Philadelphia Phillies. Bo Jackson says, my Chick-fil-A is catering for the Phillies on Thursday when they leave Toronto. Huh. The game starts at 3:07 p.m. The food and Phillies will be on the plane for 5:55 p.m. So he's betting the under. Bo Jackson. What a phenomenally interesting comment here. I love it, man. I told you, man. Where else would you get a note like that, Peter? Where else, I tell you? Huh?
People don't understand.
Our guy, Bo Jackson. Jerry Davis says Phillies are crap right now. Y'all catch that knife. Y'all catch that knife. AM, I think he said retired. I think he was trying to say y'all retired. I think. Okay, let's set this one up here. We have, let me move back here. We have Christopher Sanchez going up against Bowden Francis. Christopher Sanchez, 4-1, 3.32 ERA, 1.31 whip on the season. Also, it's beautiful up here. It's like a rare warm day up here in the frigid north. A very rare, beautiful, warm day. Let's take a look at the weather. Roof will be open. 73 Fahrenheit at first pitch, 10.7 miles per hour out to right field. Dies down at 8 miles per hour, so it's blowing out. Crystal Craig in the house. Miss Baseball. What is Miss Baseball doing with this game? Being MIA due to job interviews. I'm stressed to the max, but hope everyone is well. I hope the interviews have been going well. Crystal, we miss you, and we need to know what you are doing with this baseball game. And any company
betting just takes over your brain. I was like, Crystal Craig's on Miami. Okay, well that changes.
Crystal Craig would miss you. Crystal Craig would miss you. So any company that gets to hang out with you every day is very lucky, very fortunate. Top staff play from DC Capper is the Phillies minus 135. And Troy says Philly in this market type 2, no straight up, winning by 5 and 3 runs. Well, let's discuss that market type. We just talked about the weather. We haven't broken down the pitchers yet, but let's get into the line history here From a total perspective, we have a 9 minus 118 to the under, Pete. This opened up at 8.5 at a pick'em, and now we have a 9. It is juiced pretty heavily to the under. I wouldn't call it a half-run move, really. But on the money line, the Philadelphia Phillies are minus 130. They opened up minus 145, Pete. A big move towards the Toronto Blue Jays. Then, from a cash perspective here, we have the interleague. Go down the bottom. We have 52% of the tickets, 79% of cash on the Toronto Blue Jays. 72% of tickets, 80% cash on the under. We've gone up a half run. Wow, this is wild. Christopher Sanchez last start 2 earned runs over 5 2/3 and the 5-4 win at home over the Braves. On the road this year, he started 5 games. He averages 5 innings a start. He's allowed 26 hits in 25 innings. 9 earned runs, 23 Ks, 10 walks. He's only allowed 1 home run, and opponents hitting 271 against him. The Blue Jays are raking lefties. 277, 773 OPS in their last 30 days. Phillies 265, 751 versus righties. So the Jays hitting lefties harder than the Phillies hitting righties. And then you have Bowden Francis, the enigma that is, coming off a nice start. Only went 5 innings, but didn't allow an earned run. 6 Ks, 1 walk, 3 hits allowed, and a 2-0 loss at the Rangers. At home this year, he's been poor. 20 earned runs in 28 innings. Opponents hitting 288 against him. And he's allowed 11 home runs at home, Pete. 4 on the road, 11 at home. And lefties are destroying him. 283 with a 962 OPS, which begs the question, what left-handed bats do the Phillies have that will hurt you? Well, Harper back in the lineup batting 3rd. Schwarber batting 4th. Stott leading off. There's another lefty bat. Kepler batting 6th. And then Marsh turning the lineup over at 9. So we have 5 lefty bats. BJ saying the market indicates Bowden has a nice start. Coin saying saw this open at minus 155. Kelly McKinnon says roof open over 9. And the Jays have a huge bullpen advantage as well. 3.19 ERA, 1.04 whip over the last 30 days. So here we go. Take it away, Mr. Loshak.
Well, I did bet Francis under 15.5 outs. Last week, one of my winners was the strikeout prop from him, which on the over, which cashed. And I was thinking that would be a good bet, even if he didn't have a good start, but he did. And, he tends not to go deep. If he's improving, though, they'll let him go deep. So that's the issue here. If he has a good start, even a mediocre start, they'll probably run him out for a 6th inning, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's I think there's truth to Bo Jackson thinking that there's regression from the Jays. I think there's truth to the Phillies needing to get a win. And Crystal Craig is leaning over. Says, I don't bet much on the Jays. They're so inconsistent.
Yeah. And
then Bo Jackson said, if Philly's going to win this series, celebrate with the Lord's Chicken on the team plane. The Lord's Chicken. I've never had Chick-fil-A in my life. I didn't realize it was the Lord's Chicken. Maybe I need to try it. Peter Loshak, what are your thoughts here?
Well, I'm definitely going to be looking for some Philly hitter props. Stott, Harper, Schwarber, maybe Turner. Got to look into it a little bit. And then Francis. Listening to you helped me put me on the Francis strikeout prop in his last start. Here it is again. It's a low prop, 4.5. I don't want to take a guy struggling, after having a start like he had last time, but it's very low. I mean, if Francis, when he was good, Troy said nothing's easy. Once in a while there are, and when Francis was at his top form, he was just, it was only for I don't know how long it was, like 8 or 10 games, maybe less, but he was just a freaking stud. Is he about to do that, Jim? That's a hard question. But
Troy Torrance says Fried, Crochet, Peterson, Tyler Anderson, Kikuchi, Sears all locked down the Jays. He says, what quality left-handed pitching have the Blue Jays gotten to? None. Ramos, I had some health issues about 2 years ago, year and a half ago, and I don't eat fast food anymore. I haven't had a fast food burger in 2 years. It breaks my heart. But I go to Jerk King. I go to Jerk King once a week. So that's all I do up here. Go to Jerk King once a week. BJ says, don't be surprised if Sanchez gets smoked tonight, fellas. Wow. All right. Spencer says, y'all make me want to go get a spicy chicken deluxe. Okay, so Peter, and we also got Jermaine's action as well. Jermaine making moves all over the place, and we'll go over his action, but he doesn't have action on this game here. So yeah, jerk mystery, of course, man. Jerk King, fucking. Remo says, sounds like a happy ending massage parlor. Oh, I feel that way when I walk into one. It's fucking heaven. Kong Slip says, Jimmy, I recommend jerking it at least twice a week. Once a week, don't get it done. Important stuff. Important news. Peter, this game makes me feel very uncomfortable at this point.
Yeah, I'll probably have some bets on it, but I guess I'll hold off for now.
No, don't hold off.
It does feel like a down spot for. I mean, yeah, I guess I'm going to hold off. I haven't done my in-depth research to see. I mean, in general, I know what I expect from Francis, but for this particular game.
And Perky has scheduled a jerk at 2:30 today. I believe that's Eastern time, Pete. So we only have him for another hour and 17 minutes. We got to work quickly.
Okay, let's go.
Yes, she does saturate. I'm very, very fortunate. JW says, I forgot Canada's a bunch of Jamaicans. We are heavy Caribbean influenced up here in Toronto. Heavy. All right. And TJ says, Troy has Philadelphia conviction. I can't bet Toronto. Mr. Heat says, if you're ever in Chicago, Jerk Villa is the spot, but bring your 9mm. I'll copy and paste that. Yes, Bo Jackson saying Bumbleclot. If you go up to Woodbine, you will hear Bumbleclot. You will hear the term Bumbleclot, and I'm not exaggerating, about close to 100 times, if you count. Close to 100 times every time you go up there. No worries, Kong. It's wherever Jerk King takes you. Enjoy it. Justin McKelvey, it is a Vietnamese delicacy. It is a Vietnamese delicacy. Spooner says Phillies match up great against Francis. Kid throws 80% four-seamers and splitters. He struggles with lefties. Phillies 5th and 8th for his four-seam and the split.
Yeah. All right. I'll take Francis under 15.5 outs, -141. Risky, but I'll take it.
All right. Loshak has moved on Bowden Francis under 15.5 outs.
Or wait a minute. Let me see what I want. Maybe I'll just give the hits prop. Hold on.
Oh no, it's all good, Justin. This is look. Lots of information on this show. Lots of information. Not all just baseball. Truth Teller loves the Phillies spot. And Jerry Data says, I know that Springs and Lopez games are outliers, but Toronto 1 or 2 weighted runs created against left-hand pitching in any time frame.
Sorry, I'm going to take instead the Francis hits prop over 4.5.
Yes. Sorry. Hit me with that again.
It's going to be over 4.5. It's going to be a big fave line, but I'm going to shop around and see what I can get.
Oh, we're excited to hear the juice, Pete. We're very excited. Yeah. Jacob, that is under 15.5 outs. Under 15.5 outs. And Brandon Cummings in the house, Peter.
Oh, shout out to Brandon Cummings.
Peter Loshak. Before we move on from Philadelphia, Toronto Blue Jays, our guy Brandon Cummings, OG low bagger. This man saves people's lives, Pete. Saves people's lives when we discuss the difference between enjoying Jerk King and enjoying jerking. So it's
amazing. How different lives can be different. This guy saves people's lives. The other guy you told us about sits on toilets going, save me,
no,
help me.
Help me. No, save me. It doesn't need to be saved.
Help me. One guy making use of this God-given life. Other guy, there's still time for him.
Literally, I've been in so many rooms with him, and I'm just fine. I just sit back, right? I don't pay any attention, but somebody will come running in at some point. Let's bring on our producer here on Loshak and the Bag Backbone time here, joining us from our home studio in the Southtown 101, best bar in Texas, coming to us live from San Antonio, Texas. Please welcome Jose Snips Bouquet. Jose, how are you?
Gentlemen, we're doing all right. Can't complain. It seems like we're all barrel of laughs today. I haven't been able to listen to too closely, but every 5 seconds I hear Pete fucking chucking it up over here.
Well, we also want winners. We also hope for winners, and we're also focused on winners. But yes, Mr. Flank Steak in the house.
Pete, I've got a question for you. If you could pick any kind of steak to have here, what kind of steak are you having, and why is it flank?
Jose, it's like I don't know. I take whatever looks good in the market.
But yes, in the steak market and in baseball.
Speaking of what looks good in the market, Jose Bouquet, Phillies, Blue Jays, did you move on it?
I haven't moved on anything yet. I was just looking over the market again for the first time in like an hour or so here. And, I mean, obviously, this line does indeed scream Blue Jays. 52% of the money and 79% of the, or 52% of the bet, 79% of the money, whatever. On the Toronto Blue Jays, I honestly wish it was flipped, and I wish there were more bets and money on the Phillies, and we were getting that movement towards the Blue Jays still. But yeah, it does seem like it is a Blue Jay spot here, so I probably will indeed be moving on the Blue Jays. Just getting here, so trying to figure out my bearings, trying to see what steak Pete likes, why he's chuckling it up so much over here. Just trying to figure out shit, you know.
Look at Jose Bouquet. Look at him leading the Pub Sports Radio team in Jaded.
Yeah, but also he's getting a. Is this a positive heckle?
I don't know.
From the chat, from Mr. Concept says, "I love you, brother. Keep being fucking awesome at life. You're the best. Appreciate all you do here. Where's the gag?"
I'm gonna screenshot that and put that in my nice comments file. I have like 3-4 in there. It's nice.
Wow, look at that, Kong. I'm sure it's a setup, right? It's got to be a setup, and the punch is about to come.
Yeah, but you have a fucking foreskin or something like that, you know.
Well, we know that you lack foreskin, but you had it 7 years.
Yeah, I remember life with and without it.
Yeah, it's like that movie 7 Years in Tibet, but yours is 7 years.
I had my 7 years.
Yeah.
Pete, do you remember life with and without a foreskin? I bet you don't.
Sure.
All right, we move on. 7:10 p.m. Eastern. Oh, yeah, no, that's right. Troy used to give Jose nice comments until he started with the fuck you.
You know, sometimes it has to be done, Troy. Sometimes it has to be done.
I don't think
but I do love you still, though, Troy.
I don't know if that's enough.
That's fair. Troy is slow, though. We know that for sure. Troy, old man with rickety legs and knees that I could dust and erase anytime.
Oh, my God. All right, let's roll on. Your Boston Red Sox.
Oh, wow, great timing.
Fenway Park in Boston. We have 72 Fahrenheit. Feels like 69. 4.5 miles per hour, right to left. Stays at 4.5. It starts blowing out at some point here. We have Yusei Kikuchi going up against Brian Bayo. Nasty Nate says Red Sox smash. Wine Time Sports is on the Angels at plus 120. Kikuchi has looked very good, but that has mostly come at home. And these Yankees know Kikuchi well from his days up north. JW says the Angels again. Christopher Competin says the over again. Dougie Wise liking the Angels here, but hasn't bet it. Truth teller on the Red Sox. So, yeah, Spooner. I don't want to imagine it myself. I'll let you do the imagining. But Kikuchi on the road this year, 37 hits and 37 2/3, but 18 earned runs. And the K to walk ratio, a problem, 33 strikeouts and 20 walks.
You know what a memory just unlocked for me? Damn it. I just had a memory unlocked.
Oh, no.
When the coach in my last practice before, snip, my coach brought us around, and, he's like, "Oh, Jose's not going to be at the game next week. He's getting a procedure done," and just telling kids.
Oh no!
So and now I'm fucking crying over here, Spoon. Look what you did. Look what you fucking did, Spoon. Thank you for unlocking that memory.
Oh no! I got messed with. My coach is trying to be funny. He doesn't realize that these are 12-year-olds, and I was 11 at the time playing in the older group, and my coach, I broke my thumb in a football game, and my coach, joking, told the older guys on the team that I'd broken my thumb rap dancing.
Good.
And good God, was it a field day? These guys just, oh God, it followed me around everywhere I went. And they also, Ian Curl, wherever he is right now, Ian Curl was good enough to take my San Jose Sharks jacket and stab holes in it.
Oh.
And then next year, Ian Curl shows up in baggy pants and a shaved head, listening to the music I was listening to. Ian Curl, wherever you are, I know that you are a fraud of a human being. Brian Bayo on the other side, 2-1, 3.83 ERA, 1.63 WHIP, 40 innings, 29 Ks, 22 walks. Has not looked good. Didn't look good here in the 6-5 extra inning loss at the Brewers. 4 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, one of which was earned. 1 homer, 2 Ks, 2 walks. At home this year, he's been okay, a little better on the road. Lefties are raking him. Lefties, 297 with an 863 OPS. So, of course, who are the Angels lefty? It's Sean Noel, and that's it. Rengifo hit from the left side. This is probably a great spot for Bayo to pitch decent here. It is George season. It is, right.
Is it? I think it's still cold. Well,
no,
actually,
no,
George's
George
a versatile.
It's George season.
Yeah.
Angels versus righties, 241, 738 OPS. Red Sox versus lefties, though, 280, 773 OPS. Angels bullpen, 5.20 ERA, 1.57 WHIP last 30 days. Red Sox bullpen's been very good, a 3 ERA, 1.26 WHIP. Voodoo Ranger on Kikuchi over 17.5 outs, a plus 105. Says LA bullpen needs 6 innings. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. We have the Boston Red Sox minus 131. They opened up at -1, now minus 130. They opened up minus 136. So a slight move towards the Los Angeles Angels. And then from a total perspective here, we have a 9 minus 114 to the over. This opened up at 9.5. Minus 111 to the under, minus 101 to the over at 8:27 p.m. In an hour and 53 minutes, it became a 9. Jumped up to 9.5 again at 8:45 a.m. and came back 3 hours later to a 9, which is where it is now. So we have had a move to the under, which begs the question, where is the cash here? We have 63% of the tickets on the Red Sox, but 70% of the cash on the Angels. We have 80% of the tickets on the under and 87% of cash on the under. Jose Bouquet, your Boston Red Sox, in effect. Take it away.
Yeah, this feels like the market where a first 3 under, I'm sure, is interesting. I think I'm going to roll with the full game under. And yes, it does seem like the Angels are live here again. And if the Red Sox lose this game, as someone with a lot of Red Sox futures, I'm going to be very nonplussed. But I just think that both pitchers go out here and deal, it seems. So under for me, and I'm getting a shitty line because, there's 9.5s earlier. So I'll take the under 9 at minus 105. I also, by the way, moved on the Blue Jays as well, plus 120.
And the Blue Jays plus 120.
Oh, and I moved on the Edmonton Oilers game 1, whatever the fuck that is. I don't even look at the
Wednesday, tomorrow night.
Minus 130. I moved on that already. Yeah. So,
Angels. What was the Jays line you got?
Jays plus 120, and then this game under 9, minus 105.
TJ says Angels pen is suddenly good. Not by their last 30-day statistics. They're only good if you compare them to the Athletics. Take it away here for us, Mr. Loshak. Jose has moved on the under 9. What are your thoughts here?
First of all, I'm going to add on Bo Bichette hits, runs, and RBIs over 1.5 minus 155. I'll take that one.
Okay, and Bo
Bichette. All right, this one, I had a lean to the under as well. Statistically, indicating actually liking Bayo under 5.5 hits at not too huge of a line. The Kikuchi strikeout prop was surprisingly high. That had me scratching my head a little bit, but I didn't bet this one, and I guess I'm going to pass on it. But definitely leaning under Kikuchi under strikeouts and Bayo under 5.5 hits.
Last 14 days, the Angels bullpen top 7 here. Top 7. And then Troy says, wow, we have to bet the Angels again.
God damn it. I was hoping Troy was going to come in here and put the fucking box trap bullshit in there and say it was a sharp trap. But yeah, it seems like the Angels are the move. I'm not going to bet it, but the Angels are the move.
Well. Look at this. So somebody make sense of this. The first three under 2.5 in this total that's gone from 9.5 to 9 is the exact same as the Yankees game that has a total that's moved to 7.5. Why in the world would that be?
That's pretty crazy.
Something's up with that Yankees game, man. Something is up. I'm just going to go back to that now because I'm going to cut my action from it here. So the Yankees, how is that possible? That a 7.5 or an 8 in the Guardians Yankees has the exact same first three total as this one with Rangers Angels.
Seems like it's an over kind of game, huh?
Pete, you were talking about how questionable that line was in the Yankees game.
Yeah.
What is your first thought when you see an 8 or a 7.5 with the same first three line as a 9.5 or 9 as another game?
Yeah, someone's trying to tell you something, which definitely doesn't mean that you automatically do what it's trying to tell you. You see that with basketball halves and full games all the time, but it's definitely there for a reason.
I am not. Something's up with the Yankees game. I'm cutting the whole entire thing off of my action. Something's up. But in saying that, I will move on this first three under. Angels, Red Sox.
Yeah, I thought this would be a decent first 5 under. It's 5, but I paid my price. I paid my penance.
Now, Jose, I don't know if everybody, have you told the story of what happened? Because it's probably worth mentioning if you haven't.
Yeah, sure. Pete, I'll tell you because you have no idea what we're talking about. Sure. Do you care? Maybe not. Who cares? But I'll tell you anyways. I told myself and I made a pact with Jimmy that we were not going to bet first 5 unders this year. They're the devil, and they always lose for us. And we have horrible. At least I had a horrible ROI on them. I don't know about Jimmy, but I'm for sure he did because he stopped betting them. Jimmy capitulated one day. In a I don't remember if it was a drunken stupor or what.
It was an accident. I wasn't on the show.
Blacked out and just bet one.
Yeah, it was an act. And then I was like, oh my god, what have I done?
And then Saturday, I broke a game down, did a fucking great job of it, Pete. And I just said this game screams under, and it was Orioles White Sox with Shane Smith or whoever the fuck it was, Sean Burke, Shane Smith, I forget who he was, versus Dean Kramer. It's fucking 1-0 after 3 innings. I'm slapping ass, Pete. I'm slapping ass. I'm so happy with myself. I was like, oh my God, I think I can bet these. I sent the bet as soon as I made it. I sent the bet to Jimmy to tell him that I had sinned and I wanted to be forgiven for my sins. I slapped ass. And then in the fucking 4th inning, that fuck got into a pickle, bumped the guy. The bench is clear. All of the offensive players wake up. And they score 3 runs in the 5th inning, and we lose by 5. We lose with 4.5, 5 total. I get screwed. And guess what, Pete? The full game stays under because that was the fucking final score of the game, Pete.
And the first 3 cashed as well.
Of course, because the fucking first 5 totals are for the birds. They're the devil. Fuck them. So never bet them. I will never touch that fucking total ever again, even though this 5 minus 120 looked appealing.
Well, I'm going to move on the first 3 under 2.5 here in this one. Jose's on the under 9. Peter, anything you want to add to Angels Red Sox before we move into Brewers Reds?
I would love to. I think it's going to be a better than average start from Bayo, and I like his hits prop under 5.5, but I'll hold off for now.
All right. We roll on. Voodoo Ranger, by the way, says Bybee outs moving down, walks moving up, earned runs moving up. Does Tanner get touched? Could that be the first 3 fishy smell? Says Voodoo Ranger. Keep us a titty of what happens there, Voodoo, my friend. Saturated says Jose talking with conviction. Oh, snips. Learned a valuable lesson. 7:10 p.m. Eastern, we move on. And this is the only bet I moved on before coming to the show today. Jose, I believe it's the first time I'm fading Freddie Peralta since 2021.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I believe it's since 20. I was trying to figure it out. Certainly it was pandemic. I was certainly in Parkdale the last time it happened. Freddie Peralta here going up against Hunter Green, who is locked in. Hunter Green is locked in. It wasn't a great performance at Kansas City. 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 Ks, 1 walk. It's at home where he's been phenomenal. I touched on what Rodon has done at home, and here we have another picture. Hunter Green has allowed 13 hits in 29 innings at home. 13. Now, 3 of them have gone yard, but he's only allowed 6 earned runs. In 29 innings at home, 5 starts, 38 strikeouts, and 7 walks. Remember, he left that one home start after 3 innings because it was the hamstring or the quad or some shit. The Brewers are not hitting righties, 236.74 OPS. Now, I get it why anyone is on the Reds full game. I can't get past what their bullpen is doing. 4.80 ERA, 1.42 whip last 30 days. And I just took them first 5 here. TJ says our Brewers' future is looking a little better. Yeah, it's looking hopeful, 33-20. Remember, all we need is 83 wins. But we also have them for the division, which is, questionable. Be nice to get in a situation where maybe we could fix that. But going up against Freddie Peralta. Now, Freddie Peralta has not been that good. He's looked great all year. 2.77 ERA, 1.17 whip. But on the road, he's not looked nearly as strong as he has at home. And Hunter Green's been spectacular at home. This was very simple for me. I'm on the Reds first 5 -0.5. Let's go into the weather here. First, we have 87 Fahrenheit. Great American Ballpark, 7.2 miles per hour right to left and very slightly in, dies down at 5.4 miles per hour. Let's get into the line history. We have the total here at 8 -111 to the over. This opened up at 8, got up to 8.5 a few times. The last time it got up to 8.5 was 9:50 this morning, and it stayed there until 28 minutes ago when it moved back to 8. We still have had 6 cents of movement towards the over. And then on the money line here for this one, we have the Reds at -125. Oh, wow. So some buyback. This opened up at -111. The Reds opened up -111, and they got up to, well, I guess they didn't get up to too much more than this. I thought they had, though. The high watermark for the Reds was -127. Got there a couple different times. Still 14 cents of movement towards the Cincinnati Reds. When we get to the cash flow here for this one, we have 51% of the tickets on the Reds and 59% of the cash on the Brewers. 87% of the tickets and 94% of cash on the under. Heavy money on the under. And I moved on the first 5 -0.5. The price difference was pretty big. I got +103 offshore. 365 was offering me a -110. They're always bad with the -0.5 and +0.5 spots. I'm curious to see what it is right now. I'd like to take a look just before we move on to the next spot on the board. But the Reds full game are -130, and first 5 they are still. Oh, they're -140. Of course, sorry, it was -110 -0.5. So 10 cents more expensive. I'm comfortable here. Very, very comfortable. I'm on the Reds first 5 -0.5. It's the only bet I made coming into the show. Jose Bouquet, Brewers, Reds, take it away.
Yeah, I was actually leaning towards like a contrarian over here. Again, I'll echo the market here from you. 87% of the bets, 90% of the money on the under. And when I saw this last, it was an 8.5 and it opened up an 8, and I was like, oh wow, that's interesting. But this is kind of bounced up and down from 8.5, like all day, all night almost. At Penny, for example, it's 8.5, 8 at 9, 8.5 at 10, and then became an 8 at 1 p.m. ish. So it's just interesting to see this line go up and down. I lean over, but I think it's going to be a game I end up staying off of. But I definitely lean towards like a contrarian over with all that money on the under.
Mr. Heat leaning towards the green under 4.5 hits. Kelly McInnes on the under 8.5. Same with the truth teller. Friedel over 1.5 bases at +160. And JW says out like a robbery. And then We have, and Timmy Two Shoe says Peralta stats versus Reds loaded with strikeouts. We have our guy Lucky Lefty in the house. Shout out to Tata in the family. We have Lucky Lefty on Judge Ohtani homers at plus 627. Judge
it's a popular one.
Ohtani homers, and he's putting 2 units on it. You know what a unit is for Lucky Lefty? 600.
Jesus Christ.
He doesn't mess around. He's the real deal. Peter Loshak, thoughts on Brewers Reds before we move on?
Well, I'll make it official. I did take green over 17.5 outs. I got 130. It's headed up most places. Still 140 at Caesar. So I'll make that official. Green over 17.5 outs minus 140. And I do agree with his hits under prop, whoever said that. I'm not going to make it official, but yeah. Green over 17.5 outs.
Philly Eagle Flyer on this one to be tied after 2 innings. Reds, Brewers tied after 2 innings. Christopher Comentini on Dela Cruz over total bases. And Truth Teller, Astros, Pirates under and Nerfy, Phillies money line, and the Brewers, Reds under 8.5, all copied and posted. And Mr. Kong's clips probably on both of these strikeouts towards the over. And that was just positivity he sent you, Jose. Just straight positivity.
Yeah, that was nice.
No side shots, nothing, just positivity towards
Comment they'll store and keep in the hamper whenever I'm feeling gray.
Yes, that was something that Peter Loshak talked about often, Costa Rica, putting a shirt together of all of the positive comments.
He made a song about YouTube comments as well.
Yes, I did.
Oh, I do have some more songs for you, Pete.
Right.
Try to find out where I wrote them. I wrote them somewhere here, but I do. But let me stay focused. But I'm going to find it here. Let's move on.
While you look for them, Jimmy, real quick, I have to put Pete on the spot here. Pete,
sure.
On Sunday, are you doing anything Sunday night?
Why?
Do you want to jump on the Sunday Night Baseball stream, sit in the corner, and do your work while we watch Red Sox Yankees? You know, you're a New York guy. You've got some New York feel.
Quite possibly, sure. It's not out of the question. Sure.
I'd actually just like for you to come on and just say, "Let's go Rangers" every once in a while, just to really make the stream feel New York. You know.
Yeah, Pete. It's Hedge It number 9.
I'm sorry?
Hedge It
number 9 is the song that I want you to work on. I will send it to you very
I don't
soon.
know the original song for that, unfortunately.
No worries. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Rem most fears that we're never going to see Pete again after the show. Okay. All right. Let's roll on. Justin McKelvey says, if Pete shows up, I will too. Look at that.
Very nice.
You have that draw, Pete.
Of course I'll show up.
Arizona Diamondbacks 28-31, 13-14 on the road at Atlanta Braves 27-31, 17-11 at home. We're at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's talk about the weather in hot Atlanta. 84 Fahrenheit, feels like 83, 8 miles per hour in, it dies down at 6.3 miles per hour. We have Zach Gallen and Spencer Strider. This is Spencer Strider's first home start. 3 road starts to start the season. Zach Gallen, 3-7, 5.54 ERA, 1.40 whip. Joe Yurkovich has the under 9 locked in. And we have Stacks play today. Numero uno. Play today. Braves team total over 4.5 for Justin McKelvey. Isaiah Scurry says can only look Braves money line, but the pig milk play of the day is the Diamondbacks. Pig milk has delivered, Peter. 98 and 85, but plus 24.86 units for our guy, Billy Friedrich. So let's set this one up here. Jose will fire away first. Zach Gallen's been bad all year, coming off 10-1 loss at home versus the Pirates. 6 runs, 5 of which were earned over 5 innings. On the road, he struggled too. 46 hits over 42 in the third, 30 earned runs allowed, 36 Ks, 23 walks, points hitting 272 against him. Lefties hitting him righties hitting him. It's been very strange. Spencer Strider, first home start. His last start was a 2-0 loss at the Phillies. He went 4 2/3, allowed a hit. It was and an earned run. 7 Ks, but 4 walks. Lefties at 259, 782, and righties here 217, 829 OPS. Joe Yurkovich says Braves in general and under team. It helps that their bullpen has been quite strong all year. They've got a bad first 3 weeks, but 3.23 ERA, 1.31 WHIP last 30 days. Diamondbacks bullpen's been trash all year. 6.22 ERA, 1.59 WHIP. And the Diamondbacks are raking against righties. 264, 787 OPS. Braves versus righties, 268, 747 OPS. And Christopher Tatum, the say hey flank stake play of the day. Austin Riley, RBI at plus 140. And DC Capper on the over 8.5. Jacob on Gallon over 1.5 walks and over 2.5 earned runs at plus 124. And Robert Martin, our guy Robert Martin, gifting 5 Pub Sports Radio memberships. Thank you, Robert, my friend. Twizzlist. God, I'm close. Art at MMA Props Profit Nest. THC Jack, Dan Russell, all getting the gift. Robert Martin, thank you, my man. Respect and love. Robert Martin supporting the channel. Shout out to our guy, Robert Martin. So here we go. Let's take a look at the line history and then hand it over to Jose. Robert Martin, you're the man. Thank you for your support. It means a ton to us. It means a ton. We have Strider and the Braves at minus 144. They opened up minus 141. They had gone down to minus 131 before there was buyback. And there's been considerable buyback over the last little while. Then on the total here, from a total perspective, we have a 9 minus 112 to the under. This opened up at 9 minus 115 to the under. It went down to 8.5. It was at 8.5 from 9:21 a.m. until 10:51 a.m. We are back at 9. Mr. Bouquet, take it away. Diamondbacks, Braves, Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, a game I've struggled on. For me, it's Diamondbacks or pass, so I'm probably staying off. A lot of good cappers leaning Braves here. And shout out to Pig Milk, so I agree with you as well, but I think I'm going to end up staying off. Gallon has not been good this year. His last 4 starts, 6 runs, 5 of them earned, 4 earned runs, 6 earned runs, 4 earned runs. Just has not been good. Faced the Braves earlier this year, 5 innings, 3 earned runs. And like Spoon said in the chat, similarly, Strider, as I'm calling him, Scherzer, Strider, off of his leash here, no pitch limits or pitch count. So he seems fully healthy, and I don't want to get in front of that here at home. Sure, the environment will be nice there. I also will say kind of lean over. 67% of the bets, 55% of the money on the under, like you mentioned, Jimmy, and we've gone. Let me double check this over here. 8.5, juice to the over, yes, but it is a 9 now across the board as well. So, I lean over, thinking maybe again Gallon gets touched here. Justin said that if the Diamondbacks need to win this game, or if the Diamondbacks are going to win this game, they need to score like 6+. And if that's the case, they're going to get the over in this game most likely. So I lean over. I lean Diamondbacks, but I stayed off.
Peter Loshak. We have Viper looking at Atlanta -1. Suarez over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for Mr. Heat. TJ says both pitchers seem susceptible looking at the first 5 over. What do you think here, Peter?
Yeah, these are the kinds of games where you love being able to call an expert. Troy Torrance seems like Atlanta first 5 would be an obvious play here. No,
you should call him, Pete. You should call him right now and be, hey Troy, what do you think?
I mean, it seems like the no-brainer, don't overthink it play and not a trap.
He's not going to answer my phone call, Pete, because he doesn't like me anymore. So. You have to call him and be like, hey, Troy, he'll answer yours. Maybe first ring.
Oh, there he is. Troy has heard the ring. We will hear his thoughts. Peter, is there anything you want to say before we hear from Mr. Torrance?
I mean, it just seems like Atlanta, at very least first 5, is not a trap. It's an obvious thing that's not a trap. And I would also be leaning, Atlanta hitter props as well, searching around, digging around.
Is Zach Allen just going to be a bum all year?
Not all year, probably not. But unless he's injured, micro injured. But this can't be a good spot for him.
I'm shocked that he's pitching as bad as he is. Not because he's been a good pitcher all of his career, but it's going into free agency next year. This is the year that you pitch well and you get your bag. I just can't believe that he's been pitching so poorly.
Yeah, I don't. Why is this line not moving towards the Braves and Strider at home? I mean, a 9 with these two pitchers going up against each other. What will we have seen last year?
7.5.
It's fishy. It's all very fishy. The initial line moved towards the Diamondbacks. I'm off of this spot. But Troy Johnson, I've under from start to finish. No matter how you manipulate the database, says his matchup is very confusing. Unders from start to finish, but it doesn't sound like he's moved on it at this point here. Huh. Peter, anything you want to add before we move on?
No, I'll probably be looking around, searching around to see what I can find.
Sure. Snooping around? Sure.
Snooping around. Old Snoopy.
7:35 p.m. Eastern, our next spot on the board. Texas Rangers 29-31, 9-18 on the road at the Tampa Bay Rays, 30-29, 18-19 at home. We're at George M. Steinbrenner Field in Tampa, Florida, which makes me want to go back and go over action here. I want to make sure that I haven't missed from cappers in the chat. Don't forget, we have best bets for Chang Kim as well. So going over Spooner's action. Spooner, I knew something. Spooner is on the Tampa Bay Rays. There he is right there, -1. Spooner says Rays smash spot. Tampa Bay and Philly Eagle Flyer on the over in that Braves game. Rays smash spot. Timmy Two Shoes on Junior Caminero, 2 bases. Let's break this one down. Here we go. Tyler Mahle versus Drew Rasmussen. 3 straight scoreless starts for Drew Rasmussen. And I don't like, for whatever reason, I've not succeeded expecting a 4th straight incredible start from a pitcher in my history. But I do think that Tyler Mahle is the vulnerable one, despite his 5-2, 1.64 ERA, 1.05 whip. In his last start, he didn't allow a run, a 2-0 loss at home versus the Jays. That's when he went up against Bowden Francis. Lefties not hitting him, righties he's been great against. On the road, he's not been nearly as dominant as he has been at home. Just 8 strikeouts in 22 innings with 6 walks. He's not looked that good. I mean, he's looked good. 238 opponent's batting average, about 8 earned runs over 22 innings, but not nearly as dominant. And then Drew Rasmussen has been very, very good, especially at home. 196 opponent's batting average, incredible splits. Rangers aren't hitting at all. 229, 669 OPS. Rays versus Righties, 247, 708 OPS. Rays bullpen is being average, or a little better than average, 3.74 ERA, 1.31 whip over the last 30 days, while the Rangers bullpen has been quite good all year. But last 30 days, 3.12 ERA, 1.25 whip. Wine Time is on the under and says, I'll end up betting the Rangers. Philly Eagle Flyer on the Rays, game tied after 2. Wine Time, by the way, Mr. Loshak, was teammates as a youngster with Tyler Mahle.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the weather here. TJ saying, anyone in the area think this game goes? We have light rain throughout. Let's see if RotoWire does not think this game goes here. Okay, so it doesn't look like this game will go, but we'll do due diligence. 81 Fahrenheit, feels like 85, not nearly as hot as it's been. 8 miles per hour in. The DC Capper on the under 8, same with Wager Detective and Justin McKelvey on the Rangers plus 120. Spooner says Rangers 27 weighted runs created 27 weighted runs created plus versus righties this year. 26th versus the 4-seamer. Rasmussen's number 1 pitch. This is his 3rd straight home start. These Rays bats top 5 in every category of recent in the 14 days. So let's take a look at the line history. And here from Jose Bouquet. We have Rasmussen at minus 138. He opened up at minus 132. Very slight move towards him. Then on the total, here we have an 8. It's minus 115 to the under. This opened up minus 106 to the under, so we've had 9 cents of movement towards the under. Jose Bouquet, I don't know if this game goes. Are you moving on Rangers Rays?
I am not. I leaned under with the pitching matchup. It was just kind of like an obvious under, but I stayed off here. I did expect Rasmussen to pitch well, though.
Mr. Loshak, Rangers Rays.
Okay, well, first of all, I am going to add on in the Braves game, Marcell Ozuna hits, runs, and RBIs. I'll find a line. This one, I am guessing that it will go, but that there will be a late start. Postponement possible, but probably going to be. You're seeing stuff we're saying probably not going to go.
No, I'm just looking at the weather. I don't have any. I'm not seeing anything.
I think it's going to be a late start. Yeah, I mean, definitely leaning under. Definitely leaning both teams to score 3. No, is something that is that's interesting to me. And as always with rain, in the forecast, it's tough to pick pitcher props. They could start the frigging game and then call it, or So, but yeah, leaning under, first 3 under. I guess that's too obvious. No run in the second, all that stuff.
Huh.
Could I give that as a bet? No run in the second for these games?
Of course.
Yeah? All right.
Do you feel like the line is moved enough to support a raised bet, Jose?
I'll double check here in a second. I didn't earlier. Pete, is this one of those games where you're going to sit here watching live and just bet no run each inning as the game goes on?
No, I don't. I don't actually do that, Jose. But that is
you don't?
Pretty smart thing. No, I know it's. I mean, I do bet some individual innings pregame, but you're right. No, I should do that.
I don't have any movement, Jimmy. I have like minus 135 still, minus 135, minus 140 still. So
it's strange. I understand Molly is great numbers, but the Rangers are 9-18 on the road, and the Rays' ace is on the hill. 3 straight scoreless starts. Why is the line not moving towards them?
It's a great question.
Now, Mike says, "Who cares? Just play the Rays." Unfortunately, Mike, I care. I hate it. I hate to drop that on you, but unfortunately, my fucking life's on the line, Mike. Okay.
That's it.
I don't know if it's enough for me. So I don't know. I get it. I'll look over it a little more. True Teller leaning towards the under. All right, let's roll on. Tigers, White Sox, our next spot on the board. We're at Wright Field in Chicago, Illinois. Let's get into the weather here in this one. Breezy and partly cloudy, 17-mile-per-hour winds right to left, slightly in. 81 feels like 76 here. And, TJ saying that's probably it. The people, big bettors thinking at least that the game's not going to go. No big moves here. Mr. Heat says, beautiful day here in Chicago. By the way, Spooner says, weird how Molly's having an outlier season with low fly ball home run percentage, and now gets to see this little park when he's due for regression half. Yeah, I get it. I just would just like some sign, but we do not know who is pitching for the Detroit Tigers. We've got Gibson Long listed by RotoWire. So, Jose, if you could kind of take a look at Gibson Long or have an idea or do a guess if it's going to be a bullpen day or is it going to be a straight bullpen day? Is it going to be primary? What you think?
What's his first name? Sawyer?
Sorry?
What's his first name again? Sawyer?
I can't remember here. The Gibson Longs. Yeah, Sawyer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a name.
He's going to be activated from the 60-day bulk reliever. So here it is.
He's going to go. He's going to go for like 4 innings. He's gone 5 innings and 4 innings last 2 innings or last 2 opportunities. So
Yeah, his last start was with Toledo, went 5 1/3. And he only threw 53 pitches to get through 5 1/3. Interesting. Okay, that is Sawyer, Gibson, Long. Going up against Shane Smith, 1-3, 2.68 ERA, 1.16 WHIP. Last start wasn't very good, but it was at Citi Field against the Mets. Tough place to pitch. It's not a tough ballpark, but the squad on the Mets hits hard. At home, he's been spectacular, though, Shane Smith. He's allowed just 8 earned runs over 27 2/3, just 19 hits, only 1 homer, 194 opponent's batting average. Lefties just the measly 176, 554 OPS. Righties just 233, 687 OPS. Tigers versus righties 246, 726 OPS. White Sox 218, 619. Of course, that's the last 30 days. And the Tigers bullpen has slipped a bit, 3.79 ERA, 1.31 WHIP. White Sox bullpen 5.02 ERA, 1.49 WHIP. Take a look at the line history here. The White Sox are plus 152. They opened up at plus 140, so we've had to move towards the Detroit Tigers. From a total perspective here, we have an 8.5 juice to the over. This opened up just where it is. This didn't open up because we didn't know who was pitching for the Tigers. Didn't open up till 10 a.m., so not much movement here. And Mr. Eat says, according to DraftKings, 93% of the money on the Tigers, 7 on the White Sox. Let's take a look here at the board, see what we are looking at. We have, there we go. We have no information. Jose Bouquet, your thoughts on this one?
It's going to be a stay off here, but I just expected, maybe it's just rudimentary to expect the best team in baseball to roll over the White Sox here. Shane Smith isn't bad. I do like Shane Smith, so if I'm going to take him, it's going to be first 5, first 3 kind of thing. But I didn't have any market information, and we don't have a super confirmed pitcher. I expect it to be old guy Sawyer, who's pitched well in his last 2 rehabs in AAA. So, but I'll stay off.
Strange. This is juice to the over on the first 3. It's an 8.5. I guess the full game slightly juiced to the over. But again, these totals don't make a lot of sense. I think it does make sense, but you have to sit with it for a little while. The Red Sox game here that we have already spoken about has a total that's either a 9.5 or a 9. The over 9 is minus 125, and yet the first 3 under is more. Oh God, there's been a huge move to the over. Wow. A monstrous move to the first 3 on the first 3 under. Wow. 30 cents of movement to the first 3 over in Angels Red Sox. Well, it didn't make any sense. Wow. I've got a lot to think about now.
You didn't end up moving, or I guess you didn't get it in, right?
I didn't bet it. No, but I was planning on it.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. The only bet I made was one coming in. I haven't made any bets during the show. Peter, your thoughts here. Take it away, Tigers, White Sox.
Well, I didn't look at it too closely because of all the uncertainty and a strong crosswind, so pass for me.
I was thinking first 3 under, but I'm going to need more time. And I cannot. What do I do now with the Rangers first 3 under? It's just. With the Red Sox first 3 under. God, I don't know. This is tricky. Okay. Timmy Two Shoes says, worst thing about the unders, hoping Detroit doesn't start beating the shit out of a pitcher. I don't see how Shane Smith is being phenomenal at home. So good that, there's a pitching advantage here for the White Sox. So a first 3 plus a half, but that is probably going to be too expensive. I'd be curious to see what that is, though. Wage Detective on the under. The first 3 plus a half. Oh, shit, that's the wrong one. Sorry, let me just quickly move over to this one, and we'll move right past it here. The first 3 under plus a half is, minus 145. Way too expensive. So it'd have to be a first 5 plus a half. Okay, we're going to roll on. Or no, you know what? That's not true. I could just take a first 3 money line. What am I thinking? I don't need. Okay, that's a possibility. First 3 White Sox. And then the first 3 under, I've got to spend more time on the game. Let's roll on.
Our guy Matty Ice. Sorry to interrupt, Jimmy. Our guy Matty Ice just let us know. Taint play of the day is the under in this game.
Wager Detective on it as well. Shout out to Matty Ice. Okay, lots to think about here. Let's roll on to Royals Cardinals. We're in Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri for a couple pitchers that have looked like gas cans of recent. Lorenzen 3-6, 4.33 ERA, 1.40 WHIP, 52 strikeouts and 62 and a third. Last start he went 5 innings, allowed 11 hits, 6 earned runs. Did not look good. 7-4 loss home versus the Reds. He got lit up at home in his last start, but he's been bad on the road this year. 7 games start. He's allowed 44 hits over 38 and a third. 22 earned runs, 8 jacks. He's just not been good. Both sides of the plate hitting him hard. Andre Palante on the other side, 4-3, 4.23 ERA, 1.36 WHIP. And he has got, poor numbers overall. 42 strikeouts and 23 walks over 61-30. He had great numbers to start the year. He's just been getting hit of late. Last start, 7-4 win at the Orioles. And he allowed 3 earned runs, 4 runs in total, but 3 were earned over 5 2/3. At home this year, 244 opponents batting average. Now, he's only allowed 1 home run at home. He's allowed 8 on the road. So he's been better at home. It's just that righties are hitting him hard. 287, 812 OPS against him. I'm going to pull that up here in a second. I ditched it for some reason. Well, both teams hitting righties hard over the last 30 days in very similar numbers. 276, 744 for the Royals, 270, 743. And both bullpens have been very good over the last 30 days. So let's roll here. Weather-wise at Busch Stadium, we have 87 Fahrenheit. Feels like 84. 14.3 miles per hour out to left field. So nice offensive weather here. Let's take a look at the line history. From a total perspective, we have a 9 juice to the under. This opened up at 8.5, juice to the over. And then there was a move back to the under at 8:30 in the morning. And then it moved to 9 at 9:30 in the morning. 9:30, it moves to 9, and it stays there. It had been plus money to the over. It still is plus 101 to the over. But we've had a move towards the over. Take a look at the money line here and then grab the cash flow in here from Jose Bouquet. Money line wise for this one, we have the Cardinals at minus 143. This opened up minus 137, so 6 cents of movement. That's it, just 6. Cash wise, we have 52% of the tickets on the Cardinals, but 63% of the cash on the Royals. 87% of tickets on the under, but 82% of cash on the over. Who would want an under with these 2 gas cans on the mound? This is wild. Take it away for us here, Mr. Bouquet. Royals, Cardinals at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, it's what an interesting market that is to talk about here, and I'll just echo it again for us here. 87% of the bets on the under in this game, but 82% of the money, 85% of the bets on the under. Yes, I've said it right. So 82% of the money on the over. It's just nuts. And then this line going up, it makes me feel like we should be on the over in this game here. And, at the same time, it's like, is that too easy? Blah, blah, blah. But an over is definitely something I'm looking at here. Was wanting to hear what you guys think in the chat. But looking at that over, Jamie, I'm sure you are too now.
I was looking at it earlier. I was looking at it last night. But I felt these guys have just been gas cans. Or why would there be so many tickets on the under? I mean, it's nuts. And TJ leaning to the under, and Philly Eagle Flyer leaning to the under. But Troy Torrance says this is my biggest bet on the card. I would love to. I'm not sure what the crown means at this point. But Troy, we need to know. We need to know.
Yeah, I don't know either. We've been seeing that XP in the YouTube chats recently. I don't know what happened or who turned it on, but it's been interesting the last few days.
Our friend Arthur Mead Jr., great CFL capper with his CFL futures here. And it is Rough Riders under. God, why would they think they'd go that many? It's crazy. I like your look. Under 11 wins, Elks under 9 wins, and Lions over 9.5 wins. Here we go. Peter Loshak, Royals, Cardinals.
I think I'm also going to add C.J. Abrams hits, runs, and RBIs in the Cubs game. Yeah, this one, KC, slumping recently. They are bringing up one of their guys, one of their top minor league guys. You know that, right?
Yes, and we have our guy Ronnie Crawford talking about it in the chat.
That's a pretty big fucking Caglianone. This guy's going to come in here and smash some balls around. So that's a nice addition for them. So you're saying that the market is leaning to the under?
Well, I'm just confused. I'm confused. This seems like a pretty simple over. And that's not necessarily what's coming out of the marketplace here. We have a 9. It's juiced to the under. The 8.5 was juiced to the over at opening. So it feels sort of like a quarter of a run move to the over. I mean, you can still call it a half, but it's plus money to the over. And then what is caught me by surprise, Peter, is that according to the board here, 87% of the tickets are on the under, but 82% of cash is on the over. Why would all these tickets come in on the under? But then hearing TJ is interest on the under, it's wild. Spooner saying 2% runs with the wind blowing out, 14% more home runs at Busch. Your thoughts, Pete?
He's saying that it's hitting weather.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I liked in my notes here. First 5 over, running the first, yes, and even both teams to score 2 at -300 has some value according to my numbers here. Palante under 17.5 outs at plus money. So yeah, I don't quite understand why people would be thinking that it's not going to be a reasonable scoring game.
Yeah, DC Capper is on the Royals. Troy says always. Oh, sorry. What was it?
No, go ahead, Jimmy. Read that.
Troy says I always want to bet unders in Lorenzen games for some reason. I mean, I don't help. I've always been high on Lorenzen. He says I never want to bet the Cards because I think they regress, but the database was too strong. The biggest bet on the card for our guy Troy Torrance is the Cardinals team total over.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to debate whether I want to put my money in Troy's hands here or just take the over. So, Troy, you say I say fuck you too much to you, Troy? Well, here we are. We're riding together. Me and you, arm in arm, on the 4.5, -115, officially locked in for me.
I'm sure that means the world to Troy.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be pulling him a little bit because he's slow, but, whatever.
I will add on CJ Abrams, hits, runs, RBIs, 1.5, -150.
Huh. I mean, it just seems like such a clear over. And, it makes me uncomfortable. I don't think I move on this game. But clearly, I'm going to spend more time on it. I've got everybody's information, and I've got.
So you don't want to run buddy hand in hand with me and Troy?
No, absolutely not. You know why? Because I'll get stabbed. I'll get stabbed by someone watching us run gleefully down the street.
You will get stabbed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think they'll go for the small Haken looking kid first.
Oh, they'll just stab away. Let's roll on. 9:40 p.m. Eastern. Oh yeah, no, I saw that, TJ. But even your interest in it and the amount of tickets on it, it makes me uncomfortable. Yes, Arthur, I'm pumped for the CFL, man. Coming off my best season, I'm pumped. I'm so pumped here. We got the chillest in the house. What up, my man? Let's roll on Tomoyuki Sugano. I should just not bet games that he's pitching in. I've lost every one, I believe.
Why? Because you like him and you bet on him, or you lose?
Yes,
you're betting
because I bet on him and he gets hit every time I do. And then I read out his numbers. I'm like, look, this guy's quality. Fuck. He's been good everywhere except for when I bet him. So I don't know what to do with him. Coming off 7-4 loss at home versus the Cardinals, he pitched fine. I mean, he doesn't get strikeouts when you need him. Saturate said, who is signing Kadeem Carey? He's had some issues off the field. Serious issues off the field. I don't know. We'll have to see here. So Sugano has great splits. He does everything right. And yet when I back him, I lose. George Kirby has had 2 starts. May 22nd, he allows 5 earned runs over 3 2/3 in a 9-2 loss at the Astros. Then he comes back 6 days later, and I cashed the first 3 under with him and Trevor Williams, but he gets lit up for 6 earned runs, 3 jacks over 5 innings. The first 5 went over, full game went over, but my first 3 did go under. So, what do we do here? Orioles versus righties last 30 days, 253, but with no power, 710 OPS. Mariners can't hit versus righties. You know, I was beating myself up for not taking the Mariners to win the West when we talked about it. I believe Mr. Belvedere moved on it as well. Now you guys are right. You guys were telling me, especially Jose was telling me not to bet it, that their sticks are so meek. But right now, with the Astros stepping up, the Astros and Mariners are both plus 120. And I don't know if the Mariners...
I don't like either one of those teams, but someone's got to win the division, right?
Spooner says, hear me out. Sugano grew up in Japan where they idolized the Mariners. Ichiro was a childhood idol. Now he gets to pitch in that cathedral, which is pitcher friendly. I love those kind of looks. Minus 11% runs today in Seattle. Let's take a look at the weather in Seattle here. 69 Fahrenheit, feels like 65, 5.4 miles per hour left, right, and in. Dies down at 4.5 miles per hour. This show and why I'm now, I'm barely up. One bad day and I could be down on the season. I know that. It's a fine line. But it's the bets that I get off. It's the bets that you guys get me off. If I would just flip, I maybe would be much better capper. But that's what helps me on this show. But here we're talking about one to add, and that would be expecting Sugano to pitch well in Seattle. Yeah, I mean, it's very, very, very interesting angle, Spooner, and I love those types of angles. The question is, when is George Kirby going to start pitching well? He's got the consecutive home starts. It would be now. Wouldn't it be now? Should be now. This total is a 7.5. It's minus 109 to the under, minus 103 to the over. This opened up 7.5 plus 102 to the under. So we've had 11 cents of movement towards the under. On the money line here, we have the Seattle Mariners at minus 138. They opened up at minus 151, so we've had to move towards the Baltimore Orioles and Sugano. Irish King on the Baltimore team total under. Justin McKelvey just added the Cardinals team total over 4.5. Timmy Two Shoes says Kirby's a pro. He will make adjustments. Can't count on him to remain shitty. I agree with that. Christopher Comentini on Sugano over outs. And TJ says this is my second bet on Baltimore all season. Wow. Very, 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 very interesting. We have 61% of the tickets and 95% of the cash on the Baltimore Orioles. 85% of the tickets, but just 60% cash on the under. Wow. Jose Bouquet, take it away. Orioles, Mariners, T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, look at that. Stacks. Orioles team total over 3.5, even money. TJ on it. Troy, I believe, also on Orioles as
Ron
well.
Polo on his Orioles.
By the way, Troy trying to get minus 300 against me in a 300-yard dash or 400-yard dash, whatever the fuck it is, 40-yard dash. You should get minus 600, Troy, as a former almost professional athlete, and I couldn't make my fucking baseball team in high school, dude. So you should get minus 6, 8, 900 here. What is this guy talking about? Fucking minus 300. Yeah, but no, it's the Orioles for me. I think I'm going to move on it myself.
Is this when Kirby shows out? Peter Loshak, your thoughts on Jorge Kirby in this one?
Well, I did take some Sugano props to have a good start. I definitely took over 17.5 outs at a very modest line, and I took his under hits prop 5.5, about minus 135 or so. I would also be leaning the earn run prop as well. Sugano not lights out, but solid and consistent, and I'll give both of those. I'll give Sugano over 17.5 outs. I'll see where the line is now, and I'll give one of those props, either the hits prop or the earn runs prop. And if it loses, all right. But I think it's a nice spot to bet on him to have an okay start.
Sorry, are you talking Sagano or Kirby?
No, Sugano.
Yeah. Yeah, So again, this is the type of situation where you want to see a big price difference or a price difference. Doesn't have to be big because we know what Kirby's capable of. Orioles are plus 120 full game, and then first 5 plus 130.
God, the Orioles have hurt me so bad full game sometimes, man. So fucking bad. They've hurt me on this program live.
And Mike on the minutes. Why? Okay, so the Baltimore Orioles bullpen is 7.52 ERA, 1.64 WHIP over the last 30 days. The Mariners bullpen is 3.5 runs better over 9 innings over the last 30 days. And yet, the Mariners are more expensive first 5 than they are full game.
My guess would be the respect for George Kirby and only fucking what, like 8 innings pitched or whatever it's been. But I'm on the Orioles full game plus 129.
Well, Peter, I know it's a very difficult question because we only have 8 2/3 of sample size from a pitcher that we've seen succeed, especially at T-Mobile. But what is your expectation of George Kirby here?
I actually don't have one. I want to look into his deeper analytics to answer that question, and I would if I just someone like Sugano, kind of a consistent guy, not lights out. Maybe you want to fade him against a strong lineup in a hitter-friendly park and maybe bet on him here. So I'm probably just going to just stick with the Sugano props and that's it. I mean, obviously, the Orioles are a team that a guy like Kirby can bounce back against them. So not having looked into his deeper pitch metrics, I would expect him to be all right here. Maybe 6 innings, 2 earned runs, something like that, and would not be shocked if he's 7 innings, 2 hits.
Jose, can you go over the analytics of Kirby? Because I haven't done a deep dive on him. Can you just take a look at what he's done and your thoughts? Because I understand why you guys are backing Sugano, but I can't understand why he would be more expensive first 5, which means I think Kirby's going to pitch well here. And I know we haven't seen him, and I maybe shouldn't believe in that. But if you guys believe in Tomoyuki Sugano here, then the first 3 under would be where I would end up, and I would stay at, because I don't bet first 5s.
I mean, it depends what you mean by believe in. I mean, that's saying that he's probably going to go more likely than not to go 6 innings. Yeah, that's what a major league pitcher is supposed to do.
Well, Pete, that doesn't happen that often anymore.
6 innings?
Not for certain teams. I don't know what that's like.
Sugano went 6 innings, 4 of his 5 June starts or May
well,
starts.
he's actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, there's not that many pitchers that can do that anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Fuck. By the way, I think Kirby is generally fine. I just think it's early in the season. Still trying to get into it. He still has his location is still excellent, and his fastball velo is still 79th percentile, still being good. So, I'm on the Orioles money line because I don't believe in the Orioles offense still, and this is a pitcher-friendly ballpark. So that's why I wish you luck, Justin. I hope you cash. That's why so we can both cash.
I'm gonna
full
stick
game plus 129.
I'm gonna stick with the first 3 under 2.5. We got Boston Nick in the house. Great to see you, Slick Nicky Fish Tanks, calling us all penis wrinkles as Nicky does. Here, before we move into our next spot on the board, it reminds me of John Bueller's pickup line. Again, we were 21 years old. You love it, Jose.
I was literally about to say it.
You'll love it. The great John Bueller, great comedian. He said he would say to women, he'd go, "Is your name Oil of Olay? Because you just got all the wrinkles out of my cock." Let's move on. 9:45 p.m. Eastern. We have the San Diego Padres 34-24, 14-14 on the road at the San Francisco Giants, 33-27, 17-10 at home. We're at Oracle Park in San Francisco, California. We have Ryan Berger on the hill here. First major league start All 4 of his appearances thus far have been 1 inning out of the bullpen. 1 inning out of the bullpen. Let's take a look. I have all set up here. Ryan Bergert, 25-year-old Ryan Bergert out of Canton, Ohio, home of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Drafted by the Padres in the 6th round in 2021 out of West Virginia, Morgantown. This year he pitched in El Paso and he made 9 starts. So is he stretched out? Can he? I mean, I don't know. I don't have that.
Yes, he is. I'll answer that. In the minors, 4 innings, 3 innings, 4 innings.
But how long has it been since he's thrown? Because I've heard people say that he has a 70 pitch limit now because he hasn't started in. He hasn't gone in how long? When was his last?
The 28th.
Sorry.
28th of last month. So 4 innings.
Wow, 5 days ago.
Yeah.
So he was going back and forth.
Yes.
Okay, that helps.
Yeah. But yeah, 4 innings, 1 hit ball last time out on the 28th.
Okay, that's helpful. Okay, beautiful. And then we have Landon Roop. We know Landon Roop took that roster spot away from Kyle Harrison and has proved why he has. And Spooner says regular rest, 3 straight starts. Thank you, Spooner. So that's Ryan Berger going up against Landon Roop, who has been very good and very good at home. He's allowed 4 earned runs in 3 starts. He's had a lot of road starts this year. Very few, only the 3 home starts. He's been very good. Splits are good. It's righties that get to Roop here. But Padres aren't hitting righties at all. 239, 688 OPS last 30 days. Same with the Giants. Giants aren't hitting righties at all. 243, 695 OPS. Padres bullpen has been a train wreck. This was the best bullpen in Major League Baseball over the first 30 days. I mean, nothing close to that. 4.88 ERA, 1.43 whip. The Chilla says, despite big money coming in on the Padres this morning line, still isn't affected and has moved slightly towards the Gigantes. Let's take a look at the weather here in Frisco. 59 Fahrenheit, feels like 55, 9.8 miles per hour out the center. Remember, it's swirls and not a big deal. The line, and it's to the deepest part of the ballpark. Line history-wise, we have the Giants minus 154. They opened up at minus 142, 12 cents of movement towards the San Francisco Giants. From a total scenario here, we have a 8. It's minus 109 to the under. This opened up at 8, but it did go down to 7.5 at 3:55 in the morning. Stayed there till 10:45 in the morning. Overall, though, we've had no movement. So we've had a move, 12-cent move to the Giants, no movement on the total, which leads us to the board and the cash flow. The board tells us that 56% of the tickets are on the Giants, but 90% of the cash is on the Padres. Wow. 77% of the tickets is on the under, but 66% of the cash. So there are some big bets coming in on the over. Ronnie Lofton says under again, San Francisco for me. Under 8 here. Take it away, Mr. Bouquet, Padres Giants.
A stay-off game for me. I don't know what to expect from Orion here. And San Diego's bullpen, as I bring it up here real quick. Pretty worn out, if I'm being honest. Last 2 days, I need to double-check real quick. Yeah, Monday. So Robert Suarez back-to-back. Jason Adam back-to-back. Jeremiah Estrada 19 last night. Adrian Morejon back-to-back. You're left with Sean Reynolds, Yuki Matsui, Bradley Rodriguez. I mean, I don't want to back that kind of rotate, or I guess bullpen and starter here with Bergert. So maybe the Giants just are as bad as offense as they typically are, but I'm going to stay off here.
Wow, this first 3 is juiced to the over on an 8. You almost never see that. Peter Loshak, take it away.
Okay, first of all, I'm adding up KC St. Louis running the first, yes, at minus 114, and Vinny Pasquantino hits, runs, and RBIs over 1.5 at minus 148. And I'm also shopping around for the Sugano props for the best line that I can get on those. All right, so let me see. Hold on one second. All right, so this San Diego game. Let me just look at my notes here. All right, what did I do here? I can't remember what Yeah. I didn't bet it. I don't understand why the Roop over outs prop is relatively low, 15.5. I didn't bet it, but was leaning over 15.5 at minus 113, and definitely leaning under again. Also leaning the usual first 3 under, no run in the first, all that. It's this guy's, especially with this guy making his first major league start. Maybe no run in the second inning is extraordinarily tempting here.
Peter, I don't believe I've seen a first 3 over 2.5 juiced on a 7.5 all season.
Yeah. So that's pretty wacky. I mean, he is making his first start, not his first appearance, but his first start.
But that's just, that in itself takes me off. I mean, what? It just makes no sense.
Yeah, I haven't bet this game yet.
First 5 total is a 4.5 here as well. So juice is going towards an over.
It's a 4.5 juice to the over, and the full game's a 7.5.
Well, I'll put my money where my mouth is here. I'll take the over. First 5 over specifically. Fuck you unders. 4.5 minus 115.
I wonder if the book's out on Roop now. He does have a 1.43 whip.
Maybe the Giants just take over and get on over Burger and the shitty bullpen. Who the fuck knows?
Wow.
Runs will be scored.
I'm off. Peter, is there anything you want to add to this?
No, I'm definitely going to pass that one for now.
Perky is on Padres, says banger spot. Lots of runs here. Padres first 5 minus half. Padres money line. Padres team total over. Troy says I bet the under yesterday. I want the opposite today. Nothing for me. But maybe the under is the simple. But then I don't understand the full game. It just they're saying that the first 5 is going to go over and then the runs are going to stop. I don't know. I'm going to need more time on that one. We have 2 games left before we get into WNBA. Peter, are you going to be able to hang with us for WNBA?
I think so. I'd like to leave by 3 Eastern, but yeah.
No problem. We can make that happen. Let's roll. 10:05 p.m. Eastern. The Minnesota Twins 32-27, 14-19 on the road at the Oakland Athletics. Now 23-38, 9-20 at home. Sutter Health Park in Sacramento, California. Let's get into the weather here. 83 Fahrenheit, feels like 79, 9.8 miles per hour to left center, and stays at 9.8 throughout the duration. LJ from H-Town says A's have allowed 5+ runs 21 out of the last 28 games. And we got great news from LJ. Not this Friday, but next Friday, he will be down at the Southtown 101 in studio with Jose Bouquet capping the card with us.
Yep.
So we have Pablo Lopez going up against Jacob Lopez. That's being confirmed. It wasn't confirmed on a few sites. Do we have the books confirming it? See here, and no, they're not. So we don't know who's starting for the A's at this point. The books aren't giving it to us for whatever reason, but we know that Pablo Lopez and Christopher Comatini sees Beto. It's got to be. It's not Jacob Lopez. That makes sense that you see Beto here, or we don't know who's pitching. Lopez got lit up and smoked at Toronto in his first road start, but it's not going to be him. Let's talk about Pablo because we know he's in 4-3, 2.75 ERA, 1.04 WHIP. He did get touched in his last start at the Rays. The wind was blowing out, terrible conditions for him. He still pitched well. He didn't pitch that well, but Rasmussen still pitched very, very well. Righties don't have a chance against Lopez. Lefties hit him hard, and Soderstrom and others there. Lucas Ryan in the house shouting out Mr. Peter Loshak. Twins versus lefties last 30 days terrible. 229, 650 OPS. A's versus righties A's have been hitting righties. 259, 763 OPS. Twins bullpen's been phenomenal. Last 30 days, 2.49 ERA, 1.02 WHIP. Spectacular. A's bullpen 8.29 ERA. And a 1.93 WHIP. That's the highest WHIP I've ever written down, ever, over our last 30-day situation. So that is where we stand. We just talked about the weather. Let's talk about the line history and then hand it over to Jose. We have a 10 as a total, minus 110 to the over. This opened up at 9.5 at 10:04 a.m. It lasted there for 2 minutes. Then it moved to 10. On the money line here, we have the Minnesota Twins minus 193. They open up minus 188, just 5 cents of movement. It hasn't been available for a long time. And then cash flow for this one here. We have I thought it was here we go. Oh, no information. Jose Bouquet, take it away.
Yeah, I'm off this game. If it is Beto, he's pitched in the minor leagues twice since he got sent down. 5 innings, 9 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 home runs in his last appearance. And where's the A's AAA team? I guess it's in California, I guess. So maybe the altitude or whatever. I don't know. But got crushed there. 4 1/3, 5-hit shutout before that. In his last start in the majors, he got dominated against the Dodgers. So I don't want to back Beto here. I don't want anything here. So I stayed off.
Mr. Loshak, anything for you in Twinkies Athletics?
Well, I didn't look at this game, obviously, because of the question about who's starting or whatever, but it's Beto starting. I'll definitely be looking.
Nothing is confirmed, but it is expected at this point, and it makes sense. It doesn't make sense. I don't think it's going to be Lopez.
Yeah. Osvaldo Beto.
Yeah.
I will definitely be looking at some Minnesota hitter props in that case.
All right. And CBS listing Beto. Thank you, JL, my man. And True Teller, I agree. Let's go get it. Next up for us, New York Mets, LA Dodgers. Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California. God, I cannot wait for the hockey game tomorrow night. 64 Fahrenheit, feels like 63, 7.2 miles per hour to right center. It dies down to 6.3 by the end of the game. Let's get into the line history here. We have the Dodgers at minus 132. They opened up at minus 139, so we've had a slight move towards the New York Mets. From a total standpoint here, we have a 9 minus 119 to the over. This opened up at 9.5. It's gone back and forth, 9.5, 9.5. Now we're sitting at a 9, and it's juiced to the over at minus 114. So take a look at the cash flow here as well. The cash flow, we have the 59% of the tickets on the under, but 76% of cash on the over. Dropped a half run. And then on the money line, we have 55% of the tickets on Tyler Megal, but 52% of the cash on Tyler. So Tyler Megal is a LA kid. Went to high school with our Wine Time Sports. Now he gets a chance to go up against Clayton Kershaw and pitch in Chavez Ravine. It's got to be a big, big day here. So Megal coming off allowing 2 earned runs over 5 2/3 at home versus the White Sox. On the road this year, he's not been nearly as good as he's been at home. And he's going to care a lot about this opportunity. All his family's going to be there. Then you have Clayton Kershaw. All of a sudden, the Mets aren't hitting lefties. Last 30 days, 218, 669 OPS. And Kershaw has a chance to pitch well here at home. He's coming off a 7-4 loss to the Guardians. It wasn't on him. He allowed 1 earned run over 5 innings. The Dodgers are raking righties. The Mets are not hitting lefties. The Mets have a big bullpen advantage. 2.43 ERA, 1.19 whip over the last 30 days, while the Dodgers bullpen 4.34 ERA, 1.40 whip. Robot Clock says Tyler auto fade on the road. Take the Dodgers run line first 5. That makes sense to me. You stay away from the bullpen. Unfortunately, though, that means you have to trust Mr. Clayton Kershaw. Jose Bouquet, take it away. Kershaw on the hill for the Dodgers hosting the Mets.
Yeah, this was an over type of game for me, but I stayed off because the market really was kind of, I don't know. I saw 9.5 juice to the under, going to the 9s, and then I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll stay off here. No real indicators that I feel like I'm on the right side, but it does feel like an over with Kershaw on the bump, who I don't trust. Maybe he shows out to be the old guy that he used to be, but I stayed off this game. I lean Mets as well because I just don't trust Kershaw in this spot.
Even with the Mets' inability to hit lefties of late?
Yeah, even then, I'd still probably lean towards Kershaw having a shitty start. I'll look up see who those lefties were here in a second.
Yes, that would be helpful. Peter Loshak, our final game on the board before we head to the 3 Commissioner Cup games in the WNBA. Take it away, Mets, Dodgers.
Okay, awesome. Boston Nick says, who's homeless guy on the right? Oh, snap, that's Loshak. We prefer the term unhoused in 2025. Thank you. Thank you. No, this one, I don't know. First of all, I'm adding the Sugano under 5.5 hits prop at minus 137 and over 17.5 outs. One sharp book is juiced over. Another one has minus 110. So I'll take that one. Not happy to see that book is hanging 110, but I'll take that one. Sugano over 17.5 outs. And in this one, there's no I'm not even seeing any Minnesota props at all for Oswaldo Bido. This one, I don't know. Kershaw, tempting to take Kershaw under 4.5 strikeouts or Megal over 4.5 hits. Megal does suppress hits, but this is a serious lineup. You're saying this is a special game for him, Jimmy the Bag?
Yeah, I mean, went to high school with Wine Time, and here, he's pitching in his hometown. I'm sure it's going to be packed with his, friends and family.
By the way, the lefties that the Mets have faced recently: Palmquist, 4 2/3, 4 earned runs; Freeland, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs; Kershaw, 2 innings shutout; Crochet, 5 1/3, 1 earned run; Fried, 6 innings, 2 earned runs; Rodon, 5 innings, 1 earned run. Falter, 3 2/3 shutout, and Boyd rounds out the June one, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs. I would say that Kershaw is amongst the worst in that group, but obviously he did go 2 innings shutout against them once already.
But the Dodgers full game are -140, and first 5 they are -125.
Interesting.
Well, it means my interest in the Dodgers early is gone. Done, cut. Okay. Anything you want to add to this one, Peter? Or do we do a review?
No, I would love to take Megal over 4.5 hits, but nah.
And TJ also saying didn't even limit bet Miami, Colorado over, but they moved it a half run across the board on them.
You might be playing one of those books that deals the old dual lines. Yes, they did used to do that.
What does that mean, Pete?
One line for you, different line for somebody else.
Oh, and they still do that.
They did do that, though. They did used to do that.
They still.
Do they?
Well, I only see it live.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's right. Yeah, I mean, it's, not, yeah.
By the way, it was the best live run of my life, obviously, with the Oilers and all that we were doing together. They pulled 365 where my cash out from me. So that's the first time so I haven't been able to cash out now, and well, it's not been a big deal. It's only been like 2 weeks, but they pulled my cash out.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean? I'm sorry, I'm dumb.
They pulled my ability to cash out.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, I know what you mean now.
I've been on messaging with them now for 2 weeks. So
I thought you literally meant they took your money out of your account.
No, it's sitting there. I just can't. They won't. Are they
accusing you of being part of a syndicate? Is that what they're doing?
They haven't said. There's been nothing. There's just like the responses are all like very surface. Like we don't know what's happening. We're gonna try to figure it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Little breaking news. Breaking news for everyone. Tom Thibodeau, Dunzo.
Wow.
Fired. Fuck out of here. Here comes Mike Malone, I'm sure. But Tom Thibodeau cut.
Wow. Satcher said, what's the reason buying sitting on your bankroll? I'm not. I cashed out. This is my live account here. So I cash out whenever I need anything. I haven't been sitting on it. Now I do on some spots I do. And I have before on 365 because I just want my unit size to go up, but I have not been. I've cashed out once a week for about 8 weeks. Oh, wow. That's huge news. Oh, for them sitting on, I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. It just has happened for 2 weeks. They're not giving me any reasoning for it. They pulled, because it was going to my bank account. They pulled that of my ability to send it to my bank account.
Wow.
And I can't send it to my credit card for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's just never been able to. So I don't know. Look,
Wow.
I'll let you guys know, but it's been the best live run of my life, and now I can't cash out, which isn't a big deal. I wouldn't mind throwing another 1,000 into my horse account with Belmont coming up, but
wait,
okay.
But you can still bet with that money?
I can still bet with it.
Oh.
So I don't know. I'll let you guys know this has never happened before. It's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah. Okay, so let's review all MLB action, then we're going to get into WNBA. That's crazy. I'm shocked at this Thibs news. Are you guys not shocked? I mean,
I'm a little surprised, but they're just going to go get Mike Malone, is I'm sure their hope.
And look at that. TJ says there are accounts I have at Squarebooks where I will mix my action with losers almost intentionally just to keep the account.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I'll let you guys know how it goes on. I've been dealing with them for 2 weeks about it. Okay, let's review all action. Now, we're not going to review all of the cappers in the chats, MLB action. We'll do that at the end of the show. I've copied and pasted them all throughout. But I wonder if this move towards the over should get me off the first 3 under in the Colorado-Miami game. We're back up to an 8.5 as of 7 minutes ago. I don't know. I'll have to make that decision here. Then I am on the first 3 under 2.5 in Houston, Pittsburgh. I had planned to be on the Nats either first 5 or first 3. I'll make that decision at some point. I cut the action I wanted to move on Guardians, Yankees. I'm not going to move on them. The Phillies Jays game, we've had the huge move towards the Jays. I'm off of that. We've had a ton of best bets on the Phillies, which we'll go over here in a little bit. Then the first 3 under 2.5, I was planning on betting Angels Red Sox because the line made no sense. Since then, there's been a 30-cent move to the over on the first 3. That's the biggest move I think I've seen on the first 3. So then for me, there's no interest on anything until we get to the Rays game, which may not go here. So, but I am very interested in the Rays here. Then the first 3 under or the first 3 White Sox. I might do both in Tigers White Sox. I'm going to sit with that after the show. First 3 under 2.5 in Baltimore Seattle. I will be on. And that's it. It's a smaller card than I had expected here. Peter Loshak, please review your action for Major League Baseball. But the Reds first 5 minus a half is what I already bet. I didn't mention that one. That's the only bet I had coming in. And that Reds first 5 money line will be what I give to Chang Kim for my side of the friends and family. That's Reds first 5 money line for Chang. Peter, take it away.
All right, here a bunch of them. Hopefully, we'll come out up a few units here. Kyle Stowers hit minus 200. Hap over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs minus 157. Cubs, Washington both score 3 minus 125. In the Washington game, Wood hit minus 205 and Wood hits, runs, and RBIs over 1.5 minus 125. And same game, CJ Abrams hits, runs, RBIs over 1.5 minus 150. And Rodon under 4.5 hits minus 114. We'll see how that goes. Francis over 4.5 hits minus 170. Love it. Bichette over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs minus 155. Green over 17.5 outs minus 140. Ozuna over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs minus 130. Casey St. Louis running first, yes, minus 114. And Vinny Pasquantino hits, runs, RBIs over 1.5 minus 148. And then Suganu over 17.5 outs minus 110 and under 5.5 hits minus 137.
I love it. Love it, Peter. But you have more work to do for our friend Nasty Nate. What is the best spot on the board, Peter?
I don't know, man. I mean, that Hap one is, I do think Williams is vulnerable, and Hap should have an okay day there. Green, go 17, and that line's moved, though. When I quoted it, it was 140 at Caesars. A bunch of other places are up to like 160 or whatever. Maybe be a WNBA play, though. You never, I mean, I did make a couple bets. I mean, I bet WNBA recreationally. You know, that means that if my WNBA bets are negative EV and I enjoy it, as opposed to my other bets, which are negative EV, it makes me miserable. No, I might be a WNBA one, actually, Jimmy the Bag.
Okay, well, take your time here. We have, because it'll also be used with Chang for the friends and family. Let's hear from you, Mr. Bouquet, your action
Can't really,
today.
it can't really be one of these props because you can't really like.
Yeah, it'd be something that easier to bet.
All right.
for sure.
I think it'll be a WNBA one. We'll see.
Jose, your action and your bet for Chang's action.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm having some issues trying to find my Chang bet. I did great last week of finding that one friends and family parlay leg. This one today is finding a little bit to be more difficult. I'm going back and forth between two. Toronto Blue Jays plus 120 full game money line. Los Angeles Angels Red Sox under 9 minus 105. Cardinals team total over 4.5. Let's ride Troy. Orioles plus 129 full game, and the Padres Giants first 5 over 4.5 minus 115 there. I'm going back and forth between the Orioles and the Blue Jays, honestly, for my play of the day. And I think I'll buy into Spoon's bets, fairy tale narrative with Sugano going into Seattle, home of Ichiro, and the whole thing. So it will be, the Orioles for me, money line, plus 129-ish, whatever that may be for you guys. So that'll be my friends and family look. I will say
Can you give me that again? Sorry, I was replying to something. Can you give me that again?
Orioles plus 129, friends and family.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So and then I've got another parlay leg or piece for later in the week. That right there, gentlemen, is called a tease. So stay tuned for later in the week.
All right. I love it. Mr. Loshak, let's get into the WNBA here and let's roll. Here we go. We have a 3-game slate, Commissioner's Cup in WNBA, and spots where I should have moved earlier, and it didn't. And also, the idea of the double-digit favorites trying to veer away from them is something that Billy Brisbane has been talking about. Let's roll. 7 p.m. Eastern, the Washington Mystics at Indiana Fever, Cambridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. I have now lost 4 units, expecting the Fever to step up without Caitlin Clark. It was a terrible decision, but it was also extra injuries here that creeped up on the Fever that have affected them greatly. And we'll go over the injuries because there's no Sophie Cunningham. Sydney Colson is expected to play. Sydney got the run instead of Cunningham. But, now you have 3 guards injured. And Sydney Colson's going to play through the injury. So it's, added to the problem of losing Caitlin Clark. Let's get into the line history here and the cash flow. We have the line still moving towards Indiana. It surprised me. So this opened up at -5, -113, and that's where it is right now. But this was a flat 4, this early this morning, and then it got up to a 6. This was a 6 during the show. Now we're back at 5. So we've had no movement. And I guess it's a little more comforting knowing that, because I kept seeing this as a 4. So now that it's back up 5, I don't want. I've watched how bad the Fever look with their guards hurt. Then on the total here, we have a 161 minus 111 to the under. This opened up at 163. It initially went up to 164 before it had this mass drop. It did go down to 160 and then back up to 162.5. Now back at 161. So a lot of movement here. And look at our guy, El Dorado custodian, Jason Meyer, with a $50 dono to the channel. What a guy. And shouting you out, Peter Loshak. Jason, thank you. We all loved having the pleasure of hanging out with you at Pubapalooza 2. Hope we get another chance to do that. And thank you so much for your support, man. It truly means the world. Jason Meyer, the El Dorado custodian, with a monster dono to the show. Thank you, Jason, my friend. So let's roll here. The Fever 1-3 at home. Mystics 1-3 on the road, but still 3-4 on the season. Mystics coming off their 4th loss in 5 games. They opened it with 2 wins. An ugly 85-63 setback to the Liberty at home on Friday night. That was the spot where the Liberty were on the second half of the back-to-back playing their third game in 4 nights. But the market told us that they were very live. That line was moving towards the Liberty, and I stood back and said, well, I guess I'm not fading the Liberty on the third game in 4 nights, second night of back-to-back. What I should have done was bet the Liberty, and that's got to be the change that I find here, even if it doesn't correlate with my action. And it's Bo Brisky announced for Detroit, so it will be a bullpen day. Thank you for that, TJ. Brittany Sykes put up 20 in the setback. She's averaging 21.7 points per game, 4.7 boards, and 4.5 assists. The Fever coming off their third straight loss and their second straight loss with Caitlin Clark out of the lineup. 85-83 at home to the Connecticut Sun on Friday night. We talked about Cunningham being out and Colson being hurt and putting all the pressure on Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell has failed to menace. She's looked bad in these last 2 games where they've needed her to put up points. She's, struggled. 13 points in their 83-77 loss at the Mystics. Followed that with 14 points in the 85-83 loss to the Sun. The Sun, after beating the Fever, went and lost by 50 to the Liberty. They did get set. The Leah Boston is stepping up 17-8-5 here. Quick look at the cash flow in WNBA for this one. You have 53% of tickets and 59% of cash on Washington, and now we're at a 5 with no movement. 56% of the tickets on the under, but 51% cash on the over. Here you go, Mr. Loshak. AM says his model says Mystics plus 10.5 and the total at 159.5. Interesting. Let's hear from you, Mr. Loshak. Mystics Fever, your thoughts.
All right, sorry, I'm looking at some soccer bets for Nasty Nate's birthday pick, but these lines friggin' move and stuff, and they're kind of all over the place. World Cup qualifiers this week, Jimmy the Bag. I'm liking them. I'm liking a lot of first half unders in those. All right, so this one, where's the line on this game? On this
well, it's back where it started. So it's a -5, -113. This went down to 4 and then up to 6.
I took a shot and it hasn't moved, but I took a shot with the under. I like the under in the first half under. I know that Indiana has been high scoring so far without Caitlin Clark, but they haven't gotten the results. And I think they're gonna. I like the under. I bet under, full game under, and first half under, again recreationally. But that's what I did. And as far as the spread is concerned, definitely would be leaning Washington, but did not bet that one. Like the under though.
It's very difficult for me to make sense of this one. I wanted the Mystics, and I like the under. Why are you focusing on first half and not full game?
Well, because whenever you have a team that's like trying to fix themselves by doing something, which I assume that they will try to do here, things can open up in the second half and they'll revert back to whatever they used to do. Yeah, I mean, I think that Indiana is kind of clunky offensively right now, and likely will try to come in and get a win with tighter defense. Just stands to reason. And then Washington's off a bad home loss as well, right? So they should come in here. Yeah.
22-point loss to Liberty, who were exhausted. I'm going to need more time. The under makes a ton of sense to me. I think that the under is probably the look. And then I can stay away. I want to bet the Mystics, especially with AM, with models just pushing me further in that direction. But how did it go up to 6? Why? And then, my record would be beautiful if I wasn't losing money on the Fever these last 2 games. So I'm very interested in the under. I think that we'll get more defensive responsibility from Indiana, but there's no distribution. There's going to be no distribution. You don't have Caitlin Clark. You don't have Sophie Cunningham, and then Colson doing everything here. I'll sit and work with this a little more. Let's move on to game 2.
Well, I'm gonna take both of those official. I'm gonna take first half under. I'm seeing 80 -115. Could probably get better, and full game under 161.5 -110.
I like where you're at for both of these. Shout out to our guy Gorky, Phillies and Dodgers money line. for our guy Gorky. Thank you, Gorky. Let me make sure that's copied and pasted. We'll discuss everybody's action here, but we got to move quickly. So let's roll into our next spot on the board. I think I join you, but let's talk Phoenix Mercury, Minnesota Lynx. I wanted to fade the Lynx against Golden State, and I would have only cashed by 1.5. But I wanted to fade Collier coming back and the star player coming back. I could have done that. Ronnie Lofton says Mercury plus 12.5 cover machine so far. Nice to see a couple cappers I respect on the same thing. Well, I can understand anybody not wanting to back the Lynx. I mean, they have not covered 5 straight games. They're just not covering. But Ron, my feeling was to back the Lynx for a smash and grab here. And these teams met on Friday night in that tight 74-71 Lynx victory in Phoenix. The Mercury coming off their third win in 4 games. They beat the Sparks 85-80 on Sunday in LA. They overcame an 18-point deficit to get the win. I get it. Sabali playing very well. And then Alyssa Thomas is going to miss her 3rd straight game with the calf injury. Mark A saying Lynx not winning but not covering. Yes, that's exactly what's happening. And AM with the model Mercury plus 7 total 152.5. And Justin McKelvey also on the Lynx plus 12.5. So the Lynx coming off their 7th straight win 86-75 at Golden State on Sunday. Again, they've only covered 2 of their 7 wins, and they haven't covered 5 in a row. Collier returned from a 1-game injury. I see some sites saying that they covered, 1 of their last 5 games. They haven't. So I don't, but whatever. Collier returned from a 1-game injury absence. She led the team with 24 points. Courtney Collins comes in with 20. And I'm very interested, and I hate to say it, and I'm going to spend more time thinking about it, but I'm leaning towards the other side of you guys. There's no surprise with Phoenix right now. They're playing good basketball. As you guys saying, they're covering. Everybody knows that the Lynx aren't covering anything, so they're all staying away from them. At what point do they smash and grab after a very, very tightly contested game in Phoenix that just happened? This total opened up at 158. It's now 159. And then on the spread here, we have Phoenix at 12.5. It's gone up from 10.5. And let's take a look at the cash flow because I think this will be the teller here. 63% of tickets, 73% of cash on Phoenix. It makes me uncomfortable, but I think this is a Minnesota smash and grab, an absolute smash and grab. Phoenix played them very tough. They're playing everybody tough. Everybody's losing money on the Lynx, and this line still moved 2 points. I can understand. I can understand why you guys, from what you have been seeing, are on the Mercury, but I think this line is telling. Jerry Davis, all the teams have been poor last 2 seasons, double-digit spreads, and we've watched the Lynx not cover 5 straight. Look, I get it. I can understand. I expect to move on the Lynx and move pretty heavily. Take it away, Peter. I'm all ears.
Well, this one I did bet also. I like the over, very low total, and I like the first half over, and I'm going to give that. Phoenix, Minnesota, undefeated again, lost 5 in a row ATS, but they are kind of wanting to be a better first half team. So are they going to clamp on D, or are they just going to try to run up the score a little bit? I think run up the score a little bit. Not a huge first half total, so I'll take that one. First half over 81. See minus 108, and I will shop around. And you know what? That can be the Nasty Nate birthday pick. Phoenix, Minnesota, first half over 81. Nasty Nate. Happy birthday, pal.
That is the birthday pick here.
If it loses, text me. I'll fucking reimburse you, pal. I can't.
First half.
I can't give Nasty Nate a losing birthday pick.
No, you can't.
Give him a free play.
I don't know what to tell you guys. Other than maybe I should only bet either the first half or the full game with you guys on the other side. But I'm moving on the Lynx and was planning to the whole time because I know everybody's running from them. All right, let's talk about the final spot on the board and the final game here on our show. Mark A says, remember, Commissioner's Cup, points. Game 3 of the Commissioner's Cup here, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. The Dallas Wings.
Sorry, I don't know if you have this is not a good sign, but you have FanDuel.
Yeah.
In this game, 79.5 minus 112. So that's my official play.
Oh my God, 79.5. Okay.
That's not a good sign because FanDuel can be sharp. But so there you go, 79.5. Nasty Nate, happy birthday. If it loses, I will. I'll reimburse you your losses unless you bet 81 and it lands on 80. Then fuck that. You got to get the best number. That's on you, pal.
I mean, Justin, for me, with that Mercury Lynx game, the Mercury are covering, playing way above expectations and making everybody money. The Lynx have not covered 5 straight. I know it. I mean, what game of the last 5 did they cover? Because I've seen people say that they're 1-4 against spread. Show me a game they covered the last 5. I don't see any. This situation where every single person is cashing on the Mercury, everybody's losing on the Lynx. Of course, you guys are all on the Mercury. The line goes from 10.5 to 12.5. I mean, sometimes you need to eat an L, and that's what I'll have to do. Justin McKelvey on the Storm, first half -6 here. And Ron Crawford on the under here in this one. So let's roll here into our final game, Wings Storm. Wings coming up 2 straight losses.
Sorry, this is just crazy. It's 81 everywhere except FanDuel, 79.5. That's a real live line.
That's
nuts.
wild. That's wild. Here we're in Ron Crawford, first person I've seen that's on the Lynx with me here. The model, AM's model is the Wings +7 and the total 169. Wings coming off 2 straight losses at the Chicago Sky. So obviously Becker's in concussion protocol. They lost 97.
Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, Ron Crawford liking the under. Jerry Davis is on under. Uh-oh, that's not good.
Well, we'll hear.
All right. Okay. Anyway, go on.
Right. No, but if you want to make a change, this is important.
No. I mean, it is what it is.
Mr. McKelvey has the Storm team total of 87.5 in the pocket here. So Paige Beckers misses the 94-83 Saturday night loss to Chicago. And I think that was really telling. First off, that went from 3.5 down to 1. So it went from 1 to 3, then back to 1. It was telling me, screaming that the Sky were rolling. So this is going to be game 2. We think she's only going to miss 2 games with concussion protocol. This will be the second game. We'll see. So Storm coming up their 3rd straight loss, 75-70 at home to the Aces on Sunday. And they've not looked good of late. They have a 3-headed monster offensively in Skylar Diggins, Ogumake, and Gabby Williams. But they haven't looked good. 3 straight games, they've not looked good, which is also telling that this line has been moving so blatantly over towards them. This line opened up at 8.5, just a little bit after midnight. It took 1 minute for it to go to 9, and then 18 minutes for it to go to 9.5. Then we saw a 10, and then we saw a buyback, real buyback. But that buyback changed this morning. This got up to an 11. The market is telling us that the Storm smash and grab the Wings here, who won't have the services of their star point guard and will struggle, obviously, with distribution. Let's take a look at the total. We've talked about the side and then the cash flow, and then we'll hear from Mr. Loshak and put a bow on the day's proceedings. Highest total on the board, so 166. It opened up 166.5. It dropped down to 165. Just 165.5 before it came back up. Mark A is on the Storm here, and I get it. So one last part. We'll take a look at the cash flow. Here we have 69% of the tickets and 60% of the cash on the Seattle Storm. 58% of tickets on the under and 62% cash on the over. It just feels like the Wings are not ready to deliver here against the Seattle Storm team that is, coming off 3 straight losses. Take it away, Peter. Our last game on the board, Wings Storm.
Well, this one I didn't bet. I don't know, leaning Dallas and under, but that was at 164.5. Now it's gotten bet up. So obviously, as of right now, that is probably the wrong side. I'm going to pass on this one. Would be leaning Dallas.
I just feel like this is an angry Storm squad that has to put their foot on the throat of a bad basketball team missing their point guard. So, I mean, this just has to be the storm. And I want to see what kind of buyback we're dealing with here, because it looks like, are we still in the middle of the buyback? Take one last look here. Peter, are you confirming with us here? Are we just, yeah, we're still kind of in the throes of the buyback. Are you confirming that your birthday bet and the addition to the friends and family parlay is the first half over 79.5 in Phoenix Mercury?
I'm going to keep that as an official pick, but I will not put that on there. Let me see. Birthday pick for, God, there's so much fucking pressure. I can't give Nasty Nate a fucking.
I know. It's a lot of pressure. Peter, maybe this will help soothe you. Does this help, Peter?
I can't. What? Does what help? Does what help?
Just look up. Does this help?
Ooh, yeah, but it's distracting, Jimmy the Bag.
Hey, what about this, Peter? Does this help?
Ooh, it's distracting, man. I got to concentrate here.
Peter, does that help?
Throw a fucking Burko over them. I gotta fucking do shit here. Hold on. What we got here?
Okay.
Oh man, I don't know. Nasty Nate. All right, I guess. I mean, Hunter Green should have a nice little start. Go set, but he's inconsistent, but he should have a nice start. And
I have given him Red's first 5 money line is my section of it. So if you want to drop something that correlates,
but you just never exactly know with Green. And then Sugano. All right, I'll give him. I don't know. And then Hap should have a nice little game there. Oh gosh, I don't know. All right, I'll give him. Okay. I can't give Hunter Green. I can't, because I think it's a good bet, but definitely could easily.
Does this help, Peter?
No, it doesn't help, Jimmy the Bag. I don't even want to look at it. I know what it is. It doesn't help. All right, I'll give all my picks here. Jeez. All right, I'll give Hunter Green over 17.5 outs.
Hunter Green over 17.5 outs is the other spot on the board here for friends and family, and for our friend Chang Kim. Hunter Green over 17.5 outs. Peter, I will do the full review here. I'll do the full review. And Rob Free looked at Alcantara for the win, plus 135. Kong just bet Freddie Peralta over 5.5 strikeouts and Hunter Green over 6.5 strikeouts. Good timing here.
Yeah, I mean, that was something I was looking at as well. It's just Milwaukee can be a little tough to strike out at times. But yeah, I mean, if he has a good start, probably his hits prop goes under and his strikeout prop goes over. Yeah.
Peter, my friend, I will do the full review. I know you got to roll here. But,
thank you very much.
Can we get some last words, though? Can you please? This wild and crazy world, Pete, is very, very tricky to traverse. If you could please just give us a couple notes and lead us into the future.
I guess my last words for today are: don't be fucking threatening to kill players that you bet on and then you lost your bet. It's called money management, all right? If you want to make a bet on Lance McCullers, you bet 1.5% of your bankroll. You don't bet fucking 60% of your bankroll on Lance McCullers, and then he gets lit up, and then you want to kill him. Come on. Get it together, gamblers.
That's well put. Well put here from Peter Loshak. Let's do a review. Let's bring back old flank steak bouquet here. And let's review action in Stanley Cup Game 1 tomorrow. I'm on the Oilers -1 at plus 136. The team total over 3 at minus 138. If you can get it under minus 145 bet every game, and the Oilers to win Game 1 in the series at plus 150. Then action here. AM's over of the day. That was the first action that was put here in our chat. He even beat Stacks. The AM over of the day is Cubs Nationals over 9 minus 120. Stacks play day number 1. Braves team total over 4.5 minus 107. Braves and Orioles team total over 3.5 at even money.
I don't think you know what you just started, Jimmy. After saying that, he even beat Stacks. You just started something there.
Hey, well, first to the party, man. First to the party. We have Kripke on the Rays money line. We have Pig Milk play of the day, the Diamondbacks money line. Gerald Jones on Baltimore, Seattle over 7.5. Spooner is on the Phillies -1, Reds money line, Tigers -1, Rays -1. Free bands play today the Phillies money line, and Irish King says Phillies easy. Mr. Spenny Penny Bombs has Agustin Ramirez double at +320. PCA double at +320. Trevor Story double at +375 here. He's trying something out with his doubles approach. Perky doubling up on the Phillies first 5 and full game and Phillies run line. Turnsey, by the way, told us that the Oilers are the biggest bet of his life. Kong Smash play of the week is Patchy Mix and Joe Pfeiffer -107.
Patchy Mix?
Patchy Mix.
Wow.
Yeah. And Chang, I've given you the Reds first 5. Jose's given you the Orioles money line, and Peter Loshak gave Hunter Green over 17.5 hits. DC Capper, top WNBA plays, Seattle -10.5. Loshak has reviewed all his actions, so we're going to go over ours, and I'll just go over mine and Capper's in the chat. So BJ's best bet of the day is the Pirates money line. I expect to be on the first 3 under 2.5 in Colorado, Miami. I'm going to spend a little more time on it. Then the first 3 under 2.5, I will bet in Houston, Pittsburgh. No, sorry, that's the first 3 under 2. First 3 under 2. I'm using the Ron Crawford -1 calculator. DC Capper also on Philadelphia -135. And our guy Gorky gave us Asvel and Unica money line. I'll put that in the chat in case no one knows what the hell I'm talking about. Because I don't know if I put that. So here,
What sport is that?
Handball. I have no idea.
And that was a Gorky bet?
That was Gorky.
Yeah, I could only assume the pride of fuck, I forgot what it's called now. Morocco, what was it called? Fuck, Gorky.
Think feta cheese.
Oh, it just makes me think Greek. Fuck.
Okay, take your time.
Keep going. Sorry. God, Gorky, don't fucking tell me either. I don't remember. It starts with an M or a G.
Yes, it is a G. We have Nats first 3 or first 5. I'll make that decision here. No, it's basketball. I was joking about the handball. I'll be on Nats first 3, I think. Oh, it's an M. It's an M.
Macedonia.
Yeah.
Fuck, I knew it. God.
I have cut my action here. Cut it in Cleveland, New York Yankees. Oh, AM's playing a little handball right now. What do you think that means?
I think he's jerking it.
Robert Cherry says a little MMA wisdom. When UFC signs fighters from Bellator, it's because they dominate to the point they exceed the levels of competition in the organization and is ready for the big leagues. I like it. I like it, Robert. So there's a ton of action in the Phillies-Jays game. Jose going up against everybody, basically. Jose on the Jays.
Am I really? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. And then we have Jermaine's action. Yankees -1.5, Tigers -1.5, Baltimore game over 7.5, Atlanta team total over 4.5, Pablo Lopez over 6.5 Ks, Freddie Peralta under 16.5 outs, and the over 7.5 in the Giants game.
Am I going against Troy?
Yes.
Well, fuck you, Troy. How about that? How about that, Troy?
Then I was going to take the first 3 under 2.5. We saw a 30-cent move. Maybe they just posted the wrong line. I've got to sit with it for longer. That's the Angels Red Sox spot. Truth Teller has moved on the Astros Pirates, and you're going up against DJ. Astros Pirates under and Nerfy Phillies money line, and the Brewers Reds under 8.5. I'm on the Reds first 5 -0.5 at +103. Then we have Christopher Tatum's flank. Say hey flank. Play of the day. Austin Riley RBI +140. We have DC Capper on the Arizona Atlanta over 8.5. Jay Copp on Gallon over 1.5 walks and over 2.5 earned runs. And Texas Tampa Bay under 8. Everybody on the under 8 in that Texas game, but I don't know if it goes at this point. I will do due diligence though on it. Then the White Sox first 3 money line. And probably a first 3 under. I'll probably do both of those, but first 3 money line. But it's not it's going to be Bo Brisky. I'm going to study that a little bit longer here. Dougie Wise says that you've become mentally strong after surviving part of your penis being chopped off. Is that facts?
Yeah. Iron wall over here. I always tell everyone, you can't say anything I say worse than myself.
Then we have the Kansas City Royals for DC Capper. The first 3 under 2.5 will be a bet I make in Baltimore, Seattle. And that is my MLB card here. And Gorky also on Phillies Dodgers. Jose Bouquet, please review your action.
Sure. By the way, shout out to that asshole Peter Loshak for saying that was his birthday play of the day and getting me to bet the parlay, but that's fine. I'm not going to cancel it. So great times. Over 81.5, the Orioles and the Reds is going to be an official bet for me. And that is over 81.5 in Mercury Lynx. Padres Giants over 4.5, first 5 minus 115. Orioles plus 129. Cardinals team total over 4.5 minus 115. Angels Red Sox under 9, and it also seems like the Angels are a good play in that game as well. Toronto Blue Jays to end my card, or I guess to begin my card. Fuck you, Troy Torrance. Fuck you, TJ. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning.
Wow, the confidence on old Snips.
It's the kind of confidence that is born out of having a foreskin for the first 7 years of your life, and then suddenly it being gone for the
Stolen
next
from you.
20 years of my life.
Stolen from you.
I often think about what life would be like with a foreskin, but I'll never know. I only knew 7 years.
More smegma, I imagine.
I don't know what that is.
Peter Loshak is on the first half under 80 in Mystics Fever and the full game under 161.5. I like both of those looks. I think it does correlate with sort of the way I see the game. I expect to move on them. Then Peter Loshak's on the first half over 79.5 Phoenix, Minnesota. Why would FanDuel give that line? I don't know. And for you guys wondering, how do I know, Smega? Because I'm a horse racing capper from the horses. From the horses.
It's something with horses. I know that.
Yeah, I know.
What is it? I don't know, but it's something with horses.
I read this incredible book, and it was from this Vancouver author who spent a year trying to learn to become a horse owner. And then there was a nice few pages on the smegma cleaner at Hastings Racetrack that it was all a learning process here.
Wow. What a job that must be.
They would only go to her. She was
her.
Yeah. It was her, of course. You want some dude doing that?
Well, to the horse, does it matter?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Well, aren't these all women horses, female horses, fillies, mares? I don't know what I'm talking about.
You don't, because something you need to know something about fillies is they don't have cocks, Jose.
What?
Yeah.
Well, are they women?
Yes.
Okay, so what's a mare then? Is that the same thing?
That's a mom. That's a horse who's had a child.
The more you know. I thought you meant that they were males and they got their cocks chopped off. I had more questions, a lot more questions.
It sounds like you have a lot of questions. Yeah, it does sound like that.
You know,
someday we'll have just the moment for all these questions to be answered here.
Thank you.
Now, Nasty Nate, the birthday pick is Hunter Outs. Oh yeah, Timmy. Boban and I will be doing CFL on Thursday. It's unclear how many games we're going to do on Thursday. I mean, we'll definitely do Thursday action, but it's unclear just because, there's other sports here. Because we will cap game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals as well. I'll figure all that out though and let you know. But definitely, we're going to do nonstop CFL, and I'll open the show with. And I'll do what I did last year. I sold it hard. I did the whole year solo in CFL. Closed the year up over 20 units. It was smash and grab city, and I sold it. I sold it hard, Timmy. So, wow, look at Saturday would pay extra for a live stream where Jimmy takes live questions from Jose.
Some would say that might be a members only.
Oh God, Storm. Storm and the Lynx. I just need to figure out how much I'm going to invest here. I'm
going to start writing down just questions I have.
As you should. I do the same thing with Ella. So let's do it.
Just write down some questions you might have.
No, I write them down. Ella asked me because Ella's stalling, right? She's trying not to go to sleep. You know, she asks a question. So what I do is I just write them down. Then we talk about it in the morning. All of her questions. We go, which ones? I'll do the same with you.
Well, can I get an example of a question? What's she asking?
Yeah, let me just go to her little area here. And who is the first person to invent chocolate? Yeah, that's her latest question. You know. Dougie Wise says, like the father-son talk by the riverbed, and don't be a menace. South Central. So
great. That's a great question. That's an excellent question. I want to. Do you know the answer to that now?
Yes. I don't remember it, but that was the latest question here. Kelly has got. Do crabs have eyebrows?
No, I caught. Oh God, hold on. I need commas here. I caught crab, comma, in a pool or like a lake, riverbed, whatever, with a fishing rod once, comma, you know, all the bullshit. I didn't want to say I caught crabs and then have that just live out in infamy there. But I caught a crab once. Shout out to you, Kelly. And they do indeed. It's just a
STI. It's nothing you need to be ashamed of. It's not like something that's going to last forever.
Sure. I've not had the experience with that one.
But you don't need to be ashamed, Jose. I mean, you should, you know.
I was still just chuckling about the chocolate question. Honestly,
I know, but I'm just saying you don't need to be ashamed. It says me, you know.
Of course. Can I get a second one of Ella's questions, please?
Yes.
Yeah. Again, what do children think about? I'm very interested. If my other life, I was a child psychologist, so I'd love to do that. Except I don't want to hear all the bad things that happen to children.
Well, so a lot of you guys don't know this, but if your child has hiccups, you give them peanut butter, it goes away immediately.
Okay, I didn't know that, so I'm going to start doing that for myself.
It goes away immediately. So the second question was, what are other ways to get rid of hiccups? That's what she asked me last night. So.
Okay, she's thinking. She's like, maybe I don't want peanut butter at 11 o'clock at night or whenever Ella goes to bed.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, life hacks with Jim, no doubt. Peanut butter is phenomenal. Just shut them down.
This is members only stuff right now. We need to stop talking about this. Oh God.
See, look at that. Robert Cherry says it's okay, Jose, if you caught crabs. It's okay.
Thank you. Can you read the rest of it?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I can't. It's too far for me. I can't.
Okay, sure. 7 pills and a swab in the pee hole, and you'll be just fine. You just have to shave your pubic hair.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, Robert. Okay. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have some decisions to make here about how much I'm going to invest in the Lynx.
I have to go pick up my mother from physical therapy right now. Shout out to my mother. And she's going to be like, oh, how was work today? I was like, oh, talked about who invented chocolate, talked about crabs, the usual.
Sure.
Schmegma. Do you know what schmegma is, Mom? She's like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah.
You might know the English or the Spanish word for it.
Yeah. No comment here.
Okay, fair enough.
That is our show for today. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Mr. Heat, Saturated, Jermaine, Sharon Pulliam, Viper, Robert Cherry, Andrew G, Mr. Saturate, got keeping saturated, Mark A, Bo Jackson, Kelly McInnes, Dougie Wise. A lot of people interested in the crab talk. Timmy Two Shoes, Nasty Nate, Rem Most, AOD. Huge shout out to Jason Meyer, the El Dorado custodian, for the huge dono. And thank you to Robert Martin for another 5 gifted Pub Sports Radio memberships. Thank you guys so much for your support. It means a ton to us. Wow. Kong says, once they get a little older, offer them $20 to hiccup again. He says, you can do this with grown-ups too. Offer the grown-up $100. If they can hiccup again, they will not be able to do it. Wow. Mr. Heat says he's witnessed a cockroach have sex with a centipede. Yeah. Whatever arouses you, Mr. Heat, we have no qualms, man. No qualms. Whatever stimulates. Isn't that right, Jose?
Yeah. Some people enjoy talking about Andrew Garfield running their cheeks and all that good stuff. So,
what the hell? What is that?
Andrew Garfield?
Well, I know that. Say what?
Which part? Andrew Garfield or running my cheeks?
You know what? I don't want to know. I don't
Yeah,
want to fucking know. I don't want
So
to.
we have to go.
Okay. God, it sounds horrific. Well, sometimes shows end up like this, but we do leche into the future. Jose, leche us into the future without talking about anything running down your fucking cheeks.
No problem. Just remember, guys, when you look at that bottle of oil of Olay and you get the wrinkles out of your cock, just think of us here. Think of us here and all the money you're going to make tonight. And let's go out there and let's go be some oil of Olay tonight. And leche, Los bookmakers, gets all the wrinkles out.